What's up, everyone? It's Carrie, aka Nerdygirlcreates. Welcome back to Otaku Tuesday, and the squad is here. And returning for the first time in a long time is Mr. ProfOtaku. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, hold on. I got multiple windows screaming at me right now. Are you talking to me? Did you ask me how I was? Was I up? I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Things are great. It's my last kind of day off of summer vacation before I hit the ground running for the school year. So this is like my last fun time, and then I'm gonna be sad for like being the normal working adult. So yeah. I will be the ZOM 100. So it's a perfect topic to, you know.
So you're vibing with that show already. Good.
Oh, absolutely. I am the MC. 12-hour days, you know.
And we will be definitely getting into that debate tonight. Speaking of ZOM 100, hello, Marg. How are you?
Hi. I'm doing good.
You're looking forward to this topic.
Oh yeah.
What topic? What's ZOM 100? Is it that thing holding up my door?
That was great.
Oh, it's gonna get like it's gonna get.
The context is I showed a picture of ZOM 100 holding my door open. I was like, hey, it's been reduced to this mark.
Yeah.
It's
and I
gonna
sit back
it's
and
gonna
Jim Carrey like how could you?
Yeah, but Marg is getting a live action and an anime.
Yeah, I know. Oh, when did the live action get announced?
Oh, that was like last year, but it was
last year.
Oh, I just heard about it today, so I thought it was.
Yeah, me too.
So I was like,
but they announced it, and then I didn't hear anything about it, so I figured, maybe it didn't go anywhere. It was
like maybe one or two announcements, and that was it.
Wow.
Yeah,
I heard more about the anime than the live action.
Besides me loves ZOM 100, so just putting it out there. He's getting an anime.
Netflix said, "Hey, we still have leftovers of our other zombie films. Let's go ahead and do that one."
You know what? Why don't we just go ahead and make a live action of this before there's even an anime?
Yeah, it's all happening at once.
All right, Laura.
Laura, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. We had a vacation, really unexpected. It was a staycation, but it very much felt like a vacation, to be honest. So it's been really nice to just relax and I guess get back into the groove of things with like a reset. So excited to be here.
Nice. And Bo, welcome back. I heard you have a new channel. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I took about a month off just to kind of regroup and kind of figure some different things that I'm going to try with my channel. And in the end, I decided to remake an entirely new one and drop 5 videos out all at once. Had a lot of fun making it, and it really has made a difference and an improvement. I think I'm up to 110 subscribers in
awesome
11 days. That's crazy. That's half of what I had in my other channel.
Wow.
But I'm really gonna focus just on manga recommendations. Everything else I'll be in the Otaku and Training channel. But yeah, been having a lot of fun.
Good.
Nice. Cool. And the name of that channel is Bo Knows Manga. So if you want to subscribe, check that out. There is a link down below in the description. And today we've got some topics. We're going to go over some of the announcements from Anime Expo. We're going to talk about our TBR. But first, we're going to get into the hot topic that was on Twitter this week. I know, Bo, you've been following this. So we're going to talk about the manga hoarding problem. So if you want to go ahead and let us know what happened with that.
I probably should have just pulled up the tweet and everything. But apparently...
Yeah, so for context, there was a... somebody on Twitter who had his name was Zach from Uchi Shelf.
Yeah, Zach from Uchi Shelf.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and they were he was replying about a person who said they were collecting. Well, it was him. He was talking about collecting and that he loves the hobby through and through. He just hasn't read all the volumes he has, and some people kind of jumped on him, and it was kind of.
No. Zach was responding to a post.
Responding to it. He wasn't the one with the original post.
Yeah, the one I sent you was with Zach, and hopefully Zach will join us sometime in the future.
Yes.
So me and him were talking, so excited about that. But We had a tweet go on, and of course, it's like a seasonal thing. I think I saw Prom G's video on it, and he nailed it on the head right there. Like every season or every couple months, you'll have somebody upset about the way someone's collecting, and here you had the same thing. You have a young man who showed off his collection, and I guess he said somewhere in the comments that he wasn't able to read all of it, and another person took it out of context and made a post about it saying, like, I can't believe he does this, he doesn't even read it. I guess he got mad that he's not collecting the way he thinks everyone should collect. And that's been what everyone's been kind of going back and forth about. Some people say, well, if you're not going to read it, if you're not going to enjoy it, why are you even buying it? And the other side is, if it's my money, I should be able to do it whatever I please. So you had a lot of good points on both sides, but I would say a lot of us know where we fall. So I guess we can kind of go over that. I mean, when does it become, I guess, hoarding, and is that something that other people need to step in and give their 2 cents about?
I think if you can't get to your bathroom, then it's hoarding.
Well, when I think about manga collecting, I thought about it a lot as like, why did all of us start MangaTube? Why did we join MangaTube? Well, we all joined MangaTube for one word: community, right? We wanted to create a community, we wanted to be part of a community, and we wanted to talk with people who were like-minded, because we all live in places where maybe we're not associated with that, right? We're not associated with people in real life. And so when I saw that tweet and I saw that person who was like, oh, like, I haven't read anything, 2 flags went up in my head. Number one, hey, you know what? He loves collecting the stuff and he loves the way it looks, and that's great. But you're losing the whole concept of community here, because the only attachment you can get with people is, hey, look how much money I spent. Look how big my collection is. So it's a very shallow level of getting into the community. But if you actually want to talk with somebody in depth about your favorite series or like the different things that are going on and stuff like that, then you actually have to read it. So I think when you collect and you don't read, you're losing the purpose of what this community is about. It's not like making model cards, for example. You make it and you're done, or like you can just say, I have this. But manga is different. Manga is a media, and we have to ingest it and ingest the actual storytelling. That's my personal thoughts on it. So,
and I think it could be like I'm trying to do a manga collection video, and I always get stuck because I start saying I didn't even know what this series is about, but I have it, and it got to a point where I kept doing that in the manga collection video, and then this week I had to actually stop and think, oh my god, what have I? Why did I get these things? It started off, I still love manga and I read it constantly. The thing is, I kept on wanting to do manga hauls. If you're a manga tuber, you know that manga hauls do a lot of traffic. You get a lot of views for them. And I started off by doing little ones, and then I started doing bigger and bigger, and it got to a point where I just could not keep up with the amount that I was bringing in. I mean, right now, I would say on a daily, on my schedule, basically, I wake up, I check my Amazon list to see what I want, and if it's on sale. And Right Stuff, they also have been sending out those 15% off coupons that have. So for the year, everything that's coming out is basically already purchased and at a really great price. But yeah, it just becomes a habit, and then when you find something that you've been looking for, I mean, obviously you're gonna get it. Like Fire Punch was out for like the longest, and when I finally got Volume 2, I was like, I don't care what it costs, get me that. And then lo and behold, the next week it comes out regular price. So that's what happens. It may have started off as just, hey, I'm buying manga, I'm reading, I'm enjoying it, and something happens down the line, you kind of get a taste of I don't know what it is, but when you get in a manga haul, it's just, I don't know, it sets off a bunch of endorphins, and it can be addicting.
Well, I also noticed like there's a lot of people who want to collect a whole series before reading it. So I'll see people like they're looking for deals and they'll be like, once I have all the volumes, I'm going to sit down and read it. So, I mean, it could also play into that. Mark, do you have any thoughts on this?
With what you just said, like, I don't do that because like I'll start reading a series and I'm like, ooh, I really like this, or ooh, like I don't like this. And if I have a ton of volumes behind it, I feel like, you know, you've lost like a whole bunch of money on something like you don't even like. So there's that. But I know it might not look like it, but I'm a minimalist by nature.
Is that chair making noises? Sorry.
Maybe a minimalist in your wallet.
If you look at the rest of my house, it's not full of like stuff, but I mean, like, if I don't like it, I get rid of it. And I've had like, it does get like addicting just buying stuff. So it's kind of like, you just gotta ask yourself, like, I feel like everyone gets to this point where like, why am I buying this? Like, am I gonna read it like right now, or am I just saving it? Like, do I even think I'm going to like this? Because sometimes I bought stuff and it's like, well, I feel like everyone's reading it. I don't think I'll like it, but I'm going to try it just to like talk to people. Like you said, community, like talk about it. And sometimes that works out. Sometimes it doesn't. Like, one that comes to mind is Sensei's Pious Lie. I always hate reading that one. But it brought up a lot of discussion and everything. I feel like I'm going off topic, but
no. I mean, one that comes to mind is ZOM 100. You know, perfect winter kindling. You know, and I live in the South, but I'll still make a fire just to throw that in there. You know.
Wow. Okay, we will get into this later.
He's getting ready.
Oh my gosh. But like, yeah, so that's like a lot of the stuff on my shelf I haven't read yet, because if I read it and I don't like it, it goes away. Like, I sell it, I donate it, give it to somebody else, whatever. But
hey, welcome back.
I have no idea what happened. I'm sorry. It was like StreamYard is not a website, and I'm like, so, and I put it down.
It is.
Sorry about that, guys.
No,
I'm so mad. I was like, I missed what everybody said and everything. I was like, dang it.
Oh no. But Mark,
we were just discussing possibilities behind the manga hoarding, like what, or I was saying some people like to collect a whole series before they start reading it. Prof was talking about community, and Marg was just discussing her point.
Okay.
Yeah, and what Mark, you were saying that you let go. If you don't like it, you automatically get rid of it. I give it a second and maybe even a third chance. So I actually have a part of my shelf. I'm gonna kind of angle it down right here. Yeah, I actually have a part of my shelf right here that those are my second chance. Like, you have one more chance to woo me, and otherwise you're going. So that's kind of what I do with mine.
But you were talking about like filming your manga collection video where you're like, well, I haven't read this yet, or you know, I haven't read like 40% of what's on my shelf because it, like, I buy it. Most of it's like I buy it, I know I'm gonna like it, so it sits up here until I'm a huge mood reader, so it sits up here until I'm in the mood to read it.
That's
So like me just. You've got to like collect for like how you like to read too. And that's different for everybody. Not everyone's a mood reader. They have like a set like thing they're going to read, which is, I can't even fathom that. But like, so I just grab something off the shelf and read it. So I don't know. It works for me.
Well, I'll add on to this, like what Mark says, like I haven't read 40% of my collection, but she's reading and like getting rid of it. So I'm like 60 volumes away from like hitting 2,000 volumes read of manga, like completely of manga and light novels. And my collection's about, I don't know, maybe like 2,100 volumes, 2,200 volumes, but I haven't read like 50% of this collection. because I've been constantly moving stuff out over the years that I've finished and I've like let go and stuff like that. So like when people are like, "Oh, what's the percentage?" Well, I mean, it's really debatable because it's not like I'm not reading. You know, I'm 2,000 almost 2,000 volumes in. My collection's
like 60-some volumes last month. I'm like, whoa.
I try to my goal is 50 volumes a month. That's my goal is to get 50. And so, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is, you know, between the ongoing stuff and you just let stuff go. And, you know, like Mark does, like I've got series on here that I've bought full series of to just save it for a rainy day because I just know I'm gonna like it, and I mean, I've been sitting on Assassination Classroom for 4 years. Like I know I'm gonna like it.
right down there. I have not cracked it
open. So yeah, I mean, I totally understand. So
yeah, so I think it's like hard to judge people like that way. Because one, you shouldn't judge people, but two, it's like if I did my collection video and I said I didn't read this yet, people would think I'm a hoarder. And I'm like, no, I just haven't gotten to it yet. I read at least 30 volumes a month. I'm still reading stuff. But like you can't like judge other people like and how they spend their money. It's their money. So yeah, I don't know.
I was thinking about this week and where I stand because I was like, I really don't know. I mean, I think of like said before the stream, I think of my enamel pens and I'm like, I'm a hoarder when it comes to those. I don't let those go for almost any reason unless we're desperate. But like, I was I wonder if some of the, and I don't know if anybody talked about this since my internet or whatever happened was weird, but like, I think some of the struggle comes in is when you see that and when the person's like, they haven't read, say 90% of their collection. As a reader, it's like, especially when you see your favorite series, you're like, why aren't you reading this? You know, as a reader, not even as a collector, it becomes something different where you know maybe the nostalgia of that series, or you're like, this is really good. How could you just buy this, let it stay there? When it from like a reader and collector kind of view, I think like, you know, like Prof was saying and Mark was saying too, and just that, you know, you save those series for like a rainy day. Like I've really been trying to get into the habit of reading what comes in, but mine just so I can tell my husband I'm actually reading, not just buying. So that is my reasoning there. But I like binge reading a full series, and I can totally get, especially of those shonen series, and they're like 30 plus volumes. I mean, it's gonna look like you're a hoarder, especially like you guys were saying, you know, if that's how you enjoy reading. And just shout out to Tony who can do that TBR jar and plan her whole thing, because I
love that. I love that video idea. I really want to steal it because it's so fun to watch her in pain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man.
Do you think also like another factor is a lot of people, especially like during pandemic time, were like discovering the anime and decided, oh, I'm gonna go get the manga, but didn't ever really like read the manga because they were watching the anime, but just wanted to have it because they liked the anime. Because during that time, it was hard to get volumes.
I'm going to say I am completely guilty of that. I am, you know, I can actually really relate to that person if that's how they are, because I've told my husband, like, it is a good thing I do not watch anime on a daily basis, because I have 3. Demon Slayer was that way, Fire Force was that way, and Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle. Watched all 3, really wanted the manga, had to refrain last week from binge buying all of Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle because I just love it. And even if I'm like, Fire Force is a great example, I'm like, I probably will never read it. But just knowing that I love the anime and I have the manga, I'm like, that's all I need. Like, that is the satisfaction. I don't need anything else. Demon Slayer, I have mixed feelings with Demon Slayer, but I
think a lot of us do. The anime makes it look really good, and then when you read the manga, the art's not that great, and the plot holes are a little bit more glaring.
So I never thought about that when you said it like that, Carrie, because I'm like, I honestly would be kind of one of those people, I think, if I watched anime like my husband does, or he'll watch like 2-3 seasons in a weekend, and I'm like, well, I need to read the manga first and then watch the anime, and I need to have it on hand.
How you doing, RC? Oh, man.
Yeah, you know, and I think it shows like, especially like when I'm thinking about how I ingest anime to manga, like the big thing for me is no double dipping. So, and also for me as an anime watcher, I only watch anime originals. So no more anime adapted from manga, unless it's like maybe a light novel or something, like anime adapted from light novel. And the reason why is because and the only reason why is because I don't want to be tempted to read the source material. And the only for example, right now I'm watching Non Biori, and that's from Seven Seas, and it's out of print, and it's like highly acclaimed slice of life. And the only reason why I bought the anime Blu-rays is because the manga's out of print, and I knew I wasn't going to go down that avenue, that rabbit hole. But for example, I'm watching Gundam right now, the Gundam Universe stuff. Now, I'm not going to go watch Gundam Thunderbolt and then go, oh, I'm going to go buy Gundam Thunderbolt now. Like, I'm only doing one.
Don't call me out.
No, and I'm not bashing anybody who does that, because that's how I started manga collecting. But it's only for me to kind of just like keep all my ducks in a row, because there's too much out there. Manga is such a diverse medium that I have to just keep things separate, or I'm never going to get through everything. So
yeah, for me, I want something that I can also enjoy when my girls get older. I want them to be able to read most of it, not some of it, but there's some like.
What about Berserk?
Eventually when they're older, but I'll have like what is it? Full Metal Alchemist is up there. I'll definitely want them to enjoy that, as well as Yu-Gi-Oh! It's up there. And my eldest has just started watching the original series, and she absolutely loves it. I'm like, yes. But she came in here and she saw the Yu-Gi-Oh! Up there. She goes, oh, can I look at that? Can I read it? I'm like, no, you can't.
No,
this is completely different from the show as far as the first volume goes. And I think Prof, did we do that, or was that someone else?
I think it was a week.
Watch what?
Did we? Sorry, no. Was it you and Elite Collector that were reading Yu-Gi-Oh?
Oh yeah. We read the first volume together.
That one, it's completely different than the show. But as far as collecting, double dipping, I'm doing it just because I do like the source material, and I notice there's some differences. Like say for One Piece, Marg and I read that one, and it took me the longest to watch the anime. But had I started with the manga, I think I would have gone through that a lot faster. The pacing's a lot better. Everything's so much better in the manga format.
Yeah, that's why like hardly ever watch anime, because I feel like the manga grabs me better than the anime does.
It
I don't really watch that much anime unless I read the manga and I really love it. Like Insomniacs after school, I'm like, ooh, I really want to watch this anime, and like
I've heard a lot of good things about that one.
Like, okay, I have too.
So good.
I almost bought it on the Books a Million sale today because it was.
Yeah.
And Demon Slayer is a good example of the flip of that, because the anime is so fantastic. The animations, it makes up, again, it glosses over a lot of the issues that I have with it, but it's very interesting to watch. So I would rather watch it than actually read it, but I have already read the whole thing. I have my issues with it, but it has been, I still watch the anime.
Yeah.
Carrie? what have you thought?
I was like,
about this?
I thought you were going to say something else. I was like, Wes. Yeah, I think it's up to personal preference, and I don't understand. This is what I hate about Twitter and social media in general. Everybody has like decided like what should be, and then if nobody follows that, they go and shame them. Like there was this big debate this week also about dub versus sub, and I'm like, I don't care. I mean, I mostly,
again,
watch dub, but it's like, why are you like shaming somebody for watching dub? I mean, some people are not comfortable sitting there and reading subtitles. They prefer maybe having.
I want to read subtitles and go read the manga.
Yeah. Like the community is really great and very inclusive, and it's like we pretty neat bunch. But when we get into wars, you can probably set it to a clock.
Yeah, you can almost see something coming out and going, uh-oh. Here we go. I mean, I was like, when I saw that tweet with them going after this person for the way they collect manga, I was like, why do you care? It's not your money.
Yeah.
That's what I love about
so
Brom.
important
He
to
actually
you?
looked into it and found at the very end that the guy actually says he does actually read the manga. So the whole thing was like, wasn't even
Blown out
worth
of
bringing up.
proportion, yeah.
Of course,
Wow.
because they see one sentence and go with it, like always. Yeah, it's it gets toxic, and it's like you just gotta, after a while, just say, ignore them, block them, mute them, whatever. It's not even worth engaging into any arguments with them.
Yeah.
It's just, it gets like really stupid. Like, who appointed you to make the rules of what people can do with their money when it comes to manga and anime? I mean, it's
Yeah.
why do you
Like,
care?
are you their financial advisor? No, then shut up.
But I will say kudos to that kid, 18 years old. I don't know how I can't fathom spending $10,000 on manga in 1 year. I honestly, I just can't. Like, that is so much on manga. Like,
yeah, provided he's not in debt, I'll give him kudos.
Yeah.
If he ran up his credit, I'm not gonna
Anyone can do that.
like, say anything bad about him,
right?
But I'm definitely not gonna give him any kudos if he ran up credit. But if he worked hard and he got it, dude, respect. You were able to get all that and work hard for it. So that would be kudos for.
Yeah. I will say,
I was like, what is that?
Like somebody's
Hold
moving
on.
furniture.
Oh, sorry, that's the thunder outside. There's a big. I didn't know you guys could hear that. Yeah, there's a big. There's like severe. It's like hurricane season in the deep south right now, so it's like constant. Okay. Yeah, I'm constantly in fear that this whole room's about to collapse, and I'm gonna have to do my manga insurance. So.
Oh yeah, dude, I need to. I keep forgetting about that. I need to ask my insurance company about it, because now I'm going to a point where I'm like, I have
if your insurance company won't let you add it on to your homeowners or renters insurance, talk to me. I have a company, independent company that I use that's fantastic. They are amazing. So yeah,
cool.
There you go.
Another reason to do your collection video is to document.
Document
that's
everything.
Right.
Yes.
That's right. Just send them the video.
There you
go.
Just go ahead and sub while you're putting in the file. You know.
Oh man, yeah, that would be one heck of a claim.
Man, I wish we could have like conversation like this on social media when it comes to these things. You know, we're all respectful, you know, and there's no shutting down, because like, even though like, you know, most of us have said, you know, it shouldn't matter how that person got their manga collection, like that's their money. But like, I feel like some people say that on Twitter and they just use it to shut down the conversation. Like, I'm glad that we're still having, like, we can share that, but we're also still listening to one another. So shout out to all of you guys. So I'm like, this is so nice.
Yeah,
like, we're having a respectful conversation.
That's usually what adults do.
Yeah, I know, really.
And what a difference is when you face to face.
Mike, all right, look, I knew somebody was gonna say it. Like, I'm drinking a sweet tea. I'm drinking sweet tea.
Okay.
You know, good old Southern drink. Sweet, good old Southern sweet tea.
I approve.
I'm
Nice.
sorry. I've been here for 10 years, so I gotta get used to it.
I thought you were drinking apple juice and just wanted to be cool. So
I thought people would be thinking I'm drinking weird stuff. You know, like I just yeah, like
it's his own whiskey he brewed. So.
Oh yeah, I'm drinking whiskey and moonshine on video. No,
that's not gonna be financially irresponsible. Yes.
We do not encourage you to be irresponsible with your finances, but no.
I don't know.
All right. Well,
I will say, what is the point of buying manga if you're not going to read it, though? Like, I don't understand that.
I think
same thing. I use this example. Yeah, I think I use this example. Take Hot Wheels cars. You got the people that collect it. They go out there, they search for them. I used to work at a grocery store. These guys used to bang down on our doors just to get into it's like, are you getting those things out today? They would search entire racks full of the cars just to make sure they had the complete set, but they never opened them. They had them there on the walls. Same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh cards or any kind of card games. A lot of people just collect them. They don't even play the game.
Yeah, it's like
like comic books.
there's a lot of people who will go out of their way to get key issues. They never crack it open to read it, but they have it so they can sit there and go, look, I have the X-Men annual, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. It's
that's
not
now going for $1,000, but
it's not just about that, but it's also it's also the hunt. I mean, I think a lot of us can appreciate the hunt for certain manga that we've been going for.
But eventually you're going to read it, though.
Eventually, yeah. But I think some people would probably hunt down Red River if in a perfect condition and probably keep that in a Ziploc bag or something. We're not going to talk
about Red River and ZOM 100 tonight, okay?
Can only upset so many parts of the community.
I don't know for me, with Fire Force, I don't know if I'll read it. I love Shinra on the cover. He's so precious with his little spiky teeth. I'm like, it is just enough nostalgia for me that I'm like, I just see your cute little face and I'm happy. Like, I don't even have to open it up. Just seeing the cover reminds me of the anime. But that's a rare for me, though, I will say. But that is the only way I could ever like feel like why I wouldn't read something on my shelf, because I feel like that one and there's one other one that I'm like, I probably won't ever read you, but I love looking at you on my shelf because you make me happy. So, but
it does. Walking into this room and seeing this, even though I haven't read it all, it is really nice to see, and I love the feeling that comes over me.
Do you just stand there and stare at it? Because
Oh, I do that all the time. I wake up in the morning. I come and I go, hello. You know what's funny? So I started this new job. I am a high school teacher now, and my high school students know about my channel, and so they have, most of them now have watched my manga collection room video that I did when I first moved here, and they're like, oh, Mr. D, like your room is kind of sus, and I'm just like, I'm like, I don't care, like I'm a grown man, like leave me alone, like.
It's like I'm noticing those 7 Seas titles in there.
Yeah, right. No, they noticed the bunny. Oh, you can't see it, but the bunny figure over there. So yeah. Oh, we lost your connection. I don't know what happened. We lost
you. Turned off the camera.
Okay, there we go.
They cut his power. Now they're gonna try to take his stuff.
Oh right, yeah, it's over. But yeah, so I just love the room. You know, like it's a labor of love. It's an investment. You know. Yeah.
I wish my husband would appreciate the same way.
Yeah, speaking of investment, I wonder sometimes if people get the impression that manga could be something like with comic books, that we were mentioning Red River, like at one point would the value go up, but I think they don't understand. You're collecting it, but it doesn't always go out of print, or it might come back in print somewhere else.
Initial prime example.
Yeah, it's never going to be like with a comic, like you have like first print with like that limited edition cover or whatever, or
the variants.
1959 Captain America with the Avengers for the first time. You're never going to have that type of thing with manga. And I think some people out there sometimes like assume that it's going to have that value. And I think they're misplacing their money then when they're going out buying this stuff.
And that reminds me of that other talking point, that you're taking it when you're hoarding it like that. You're taking it out of somebody's hands. And it's like, it's just ridiculous. It's a battle for me. It's like, if you have the manga that I want, I'm coming to get it. And if you're too slow, then you're lost, man. That's my opinion on it.
It's like I have a friend who collects comic books, and if they ever tell him, well, it's not fair, you got that issue of X-Men, he's going to say, too bad.
So ZOM.
Be quicker. Pre-order it.
I think there is a big dopamine dump in searching. Yes. And we've all experienced it, and we can attest to how addictive that can be. So when
Especially
somebody
when
has
you get those Right Stuff emails with the sales and the coupons and the "we miss you, please come back."
They sent me two.
Hey, I haven't bought one thing during the Right Stuff sale. So
I haven't either.
They sent me 2 codes of the 15% off in one box. I'm like, don't.
No, and I will say this. A lot of people don't know this, but those 15% off codes, if you use it for like, like the everything on sale category, the 15% off code is like only a few cents more expensive than those prices on the Right Stuff summer sale. So like, honestly, it's like having a coupon for the sale, like to get the same price. Yeah. So if you're looking for a Kodansha vertical, whatever is not on sale, I mean, you're going to get a very equivalent price. It won't matter.
Pre-order.
Oh yeah, I got all my pre-orders for the whole year, or even through next year. I saved tons of money. So
Promise Neverland with the 15% off came down to $116 for that whole box set. I'm like, yes.
Yeah,
now
and
that
that's
One Piece box set, the first box set, I'm like, but I didn't do it.
I almost got the Naruto because that one's like $200 something, but it's
the 3-in-1. I like those 3-in-1s. I like the color; they're really pretty.
It does look good, but I'm trying to stay away from the omnibus ones because, you can tell from like the Attack on Titan ones. I mean, some of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell right here. The edges and corners just get chipped so easily, and I shouldn't get emotional about that. But sometimes I'm like, I want it perfect.
Oh, I understand that.
Throw my manga around like Nick. So. But I do want to throw around one manga. It's called ZOM 100.
Oh.
Yeah, we will be getting into that soon. But first, speaking of manga, since we're on the topic of buying, we all know Anime Expo just happened recently. And there were a ton of announcements. Surprisingly, not a lot from Viz, but everybody else seemed to have had announcements. We are not really going to go through every single one individually. We're just going to kind of, as Bo pointed out, we're going to do the Shark Tank thing. We're just going to say if we're interested or not. So we're going to start with Kodansha.
Oh yeah, Kodansha nailed it.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
shocking.
Did I see any of these? I don't think I did.
I'm trying to remember which place did it, but there's one manga that I absolutely love and cannot wait for, and I was like, I almost screamed on live chat just when I saw it, like But we'll see if we see it.
Okay, so they have the first one. Turns out my online friend is my real life boss. It's a 2-on-1.
Interesting.
That sounds fun.
Then we have
I'd buy it.
Anyway, I'm falling in love with you.
I'm so on the fence. I wanted to read this manga. I've read other manga by that creator, but Medalist, let's go.
Somebody commented on my YouTube video, said that this is a killer one, so I'm going to definitely pick this up.
Good. I was just questioning my husband about it. Excellent.
I'm going to ask y'all about that one when y'all read it, so let me know how it is, because when I see a skating manga, I kind of see the same storyline, so I could be very wrong on that, but that's just how I take it.
I have a video review. I reviewed it digitally because I couldn't stop thinking about it, because I will say in a nutshell,
I'm gonna watch that. Yeah it really, really surprised me. I don't know, I've never read anything else, but I will say when it comes to sports manga, I felt it stands out because not only because we have a kid protagonist who's a girl, but like the stress and pressure that she's going through was very much sleeps off the page, and really left me feeling like I don't know what feeling it was, but I definitely felt that pressure in real life, and I almost had to put it down because I was like, this girl better succeed and follow her dreams. So it's really, really good.
Oh, I might have to pick that up then.
Next one is my noisy roommate. The roof over my head comes with monsters and a hottie.
Title's too long. Pass.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I don't want monsters and hotties in my bedroom, so I'll pass.
Then we have Kai and Yoku, Bound by Law.
Yeah.
Weird cover. Pass.
Diana of the Great Snow Sea.
That looked. I actually heard this one is super cool.
Isn't there
like
a this?
It's like a post-apocalyptic type of thing.
I'm in.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm back in.
I heard this one's really cool.
This one's a short story collection from the creator Blue Period. It's 3 erotic short stories called Nude Model.
Excuse me? 3 what? 3 erotic? Oh, okay. Well, Maybe.
I won't buy this one.
This title though.
This one. This one.
What?
This is the only voice love
I got
that will buy.
reincarnated into BL world of big man boobs.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That should be the MangaTube. That should be like the MangaTube Secret Santa gift that everybody gets.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
We should have Kodansha sponsor that the next Secret Santa next year.
Yeah, there you go.
Give us all early copies.
Then we have I Can't Say No to the Lonely Girl.
Sure you can. Pass.
Marg was a bully in middle school.
I was not.
Brief moment of,
Going around to people, suck it up.
I just tried
Hey,
that
that's
one
my
today,
kids.
and I'm actually really excited. But it has an age gap. I'm like, community, don't you hate on this because there's an age gap, because that age gap is so
this
well
one?
done. Yeah, I'm gonna stand up for this darn manga. If anybody comes after it saying
I'm
it's an
on the
age
fence.
gap, like shut it.
It's a student-teacher relationship, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, not exactly. I don't know if anybody
Oh,
wants a spoiler. I'm gonna say no. It's not.
Okay.
It may seem that way
Okay.
in the beginning.
Is it more of a mentor type of relationship?
I don't know how much to say without giving spoilers.
Okay.
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 So, but I
We
felt-
trust
See
you.
you later.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're putting it in the private
personally-
chat.
It did not
Then
fit.
we
I feel
have,
the teacher was really well done, and then certain events happened, and I said, okay, this is not a teacher-student relationship.
Kind of like
And it's
daytime
more-
shooting star.
No, that one I don't know if I can come back to that one.
That one was red flag. That was red flag.
I
Um,
still like this.
that is very extreme for me. But this
Oh,
one,
I felt so uncomfortable reading that.
yeah, this one
That
does
was like
not
5
have-
days after I got my new job, and I like started reading that, and I was like, "Oh god, this is
Oh,
weird."
But I can say, yeah, the other one does not have those same kind of vibes. I can tell you guys after stream or later if you want spoilers about it.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Okay.
I'll talk to you.
So
yeah.
the next one is The Yearning Fox Lies in Wait.
Move
Uh,
on.
I
Nah.
love
Number
furries.
Call. Number Call, and then The White and Blue Between Us.
Lots of BL, which I think is good
Yeah.
for the community.
yes!
Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. I know Laura's like excited about this one.
Yes, I squealed. I was like, I held out and I said the waiting was worth it.
Oh,
Well,
yeah. I wanted to check this one out.
Which
Yeah,
sounds
this one
good.
sounds interesting.
This what is it? Because it just looks like tall student, short student.
She's like from an
Delinquent
elite
romance.
ladies' school, and he's like looks
He's a
from, like,
delinquent. That's all
lower
I needed.
Delinquent school.
Yeah.
I should have been a delinquent when I was younger. I mean, apparently everybody just loves.
I mean, it's a thing. Stella.
Gazing at the Star Next Door.
Yes.
I knew nothing about it, but then I found it was by the creator of Ron the Peerless Beauty, and I said, that's all I need.
Yep. Same.
I See Your Face Turned Away.
Yes,
Eh.
because I know somebody
I
who
turned my
sold
face
on
away from that one.
that. And look, let me just briefly say this. I was sold on that when somebody said there's unrequited love, but it is not to hurt the main character. And I said, okay, if the unrequited love is not to like totally crush a character, then I can get behind that. And supposedly it's really, really good, has a lot of good emotions, but not with the angst of like the unrequited love. And so I'm gonna give it a shot.
Oh, okay.
Then we've got Ninja versus Gakudo.
Cover
That looks
down
pretty cool.
pass.
So
That's
this looks great.
Yakuza.
This looks
Oh,
great.
that
It's
looks
kind of
cool.
interesting.
That looks
Eijo.
like Akira.
Yeah, this
Almost,
one looks
It
yeah.
does.
kind of like Parasite with a kid.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, this one I'm definitely
And
checking
we
out.
have The Blue Wolves of Maibu.
Yes.
What?
Sketchy.
This is Cher's.
What
Cher's
is it?
setting
Oh, it's like a
for-
samurai. It's a samurai
Oh.
one, the Blue Wolves
What?
of Mibu.
Yeah.
look at this. This is a skateboarding manga. How is this Scream sports manga? Is anybody
What's
like
sketchy?
I would think
It
it's a
looks
shoujo.
I
Oh,
don't
it's a
understand.
josei.
Yeah, and I'm like
Oh.
looking it up with the cover of this. It is.
I think that cover's gonna hurt the sales.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
yeah.
know.
Cover,
I
though.
saw it and I was like, no, thank you.
It says not final.
Oh.
Hopefully the
Not
comic will
final.
something better.
Hopefully
I
it
would-
gets changed.
Yeah, I'm literally gonna buy it because of you've got Akiko Higashimura, Taiyo Matsumoto, like the relation and stuff like that, and it's Josei. I'll buy any Josei now just to support the demographic.
Well, you tell us how it is because I'm like,
I'll buy it
because the skateboarding, but the cover, I'm just like, this is. So
I'll be a martyr for the cause.
Also,
Excuse my ignorance.
And I'm like, I'm in.
What is Josei? Because I've heard it. I just never asked what it means. Which one is that?
Josei is a demographic targeted towards older women or adult women.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Adult women, yeah. Then we have Bless.
A lot of people were excited about this.
Yeah.
It's a fashion
manga. Her freckles? What?
Yeah, I want to.
I like the cover.
This sounds personal to me.
Yeah, the cover looks really nice.
Does anybody else like anime characters that have freckles? I think they're cute.
I honestly
can't even remember an anime character.
Yamaguchi from Haikyuu has freckles.
Also, my wife is a little intimidating.
Koji from My Happy Marriage. I was really upset that they dimmed his freckles in the anime, but in the manga, he does have freckles. Sorry, that's like a side thing, but
that one would be for Nick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my wife is.
What's going on with her shirt/apron? Pass.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my!
I didn't even see that. Never mind. I'm back in.
It's digital though.
Never mind. I'm back out.
And we have Tepu.
Yeah, this is too bad that this one got put into digital.
Pass.
No, I heard this is like huge. This is like a big one.
Really?
Like highly acclaimed, yeah. And a lot of people were upset this got put in digital jail. So that means that we might not ever see it physically. So it's like a mixed martial arts, like fighting one.
Mm-hmm.
That just sounds cool.
Oh,
maybe the digital.
Now we're gonna go
Brazil.
That was all for Kodansha.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we're gonna get to all.
Wait, we missed. Did y'all talk about Initial D in the last Otaku Tuesday?
It wasn't there. Was it? Is it?
It was not there. We need to talk about that. That was like the number one.
Talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about Initial D.
I gave up looking for that one. I was like,
I had been wanting that for so long, and I was like, you know what? I could see myself spending $500 for the set if it came out, because like that's a pretty decent price for it. But then it never got down there, so I never bought it. And then when I saw the omnibus, I was like, this, and we're gonna get it finished in English, which is great because it never got finished through Tokyo Pop.
Right.
And the most ironic thing was that the day that it got announced from Kodansha, or the afternoon it got announced, that earlier that morning, somebody had sold their set of Initial D complete on Manga Swap for like $750, and it sold immediately because that was like the lowest price like ever for Initial D for like a while.
No.
And they sold it, they got the PayPal, and then like literally 5 hours later, they announced the omnibus. And everybody was commenting on the thread, like, who bought it? Like, oh man, you got screwed. And then they deleted it because it got so much feedback. But yeah, that I feel so bad whoever bought that. I would die. I would die if that happened.
That's why I'm imagining, like, if I bought like the rest of Red River, that would happen.
It's waiting for you to do that. The person's there waiting. It's like, all right, once she buys that, release it. It's
yeah.
That's why we didn't put it on the app. It's because we're gonna reprint it
with like the box sets. Like the one-piece box sets were going for ridiculous money on eBay, and people are buying them. I'm like, what are you, crazy? Just wait.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I was like, you know what? I might do that. And like, it's $1,000. But that's what I was just starting. I didn't know better. Sometimes don't know better. But.
My husband said we should do that, and I said we will not be one of those people. He's like, nobody would know. It's like, I don't care. Like,
nobody would know.
Nobody's gonna know. How would they know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very excited for the Initial D omnibuses. Now, what I'm really hoping for is that they reprint the omnibuses like they've been doing with the most recent omnibuses, the oversized ones, and they don't give us the Shaman King. If they give us the Shaman King size ones, we're screwed. But if they give us like the number 6 or the Fire Force or the Noragami omnibus size, it's going to be really nice. It's going to be very good quality.
Sorry, what about that one?
Oh, that's too. That would be pretty cool, though. I would be down for Initial D oversized like that. So.
All right, up next is Square Enix, and let's see what they have. The
Oh, they
Angel
don't have
Next
the
Door
pictures.
spoils me rotten. I know. I was like,
I've heard
Yeah.
the anime did really good for that.
The
So
light novel is very popular for that one from Yen on. So
oh, okay.
You said there's an anime already?
Yeah. I think it just wrapped up last season.
Oh shoot! Check it out.
and then we have Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You.
What?
That sounds interesting.
That sounds like my life. So
Yeah. That sounds
Just kidding.
relatable and interesting.
I think it was like on one of those digital websites, and it was a #1 for a really long time. So a lot of people were really stoked that that's getting a physical print.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. And then we have The Villainess's Guide to Not Falling in Love.
Look, I checked that one out, but I don't like how it looks like there's going to be a sibling romance. I said I can't do this.
Oh.
So
Yeah, no.
I don't know for certain, but I said that big brother is acting a little bit too friendly for my taste. But the cover's really pretty though.
And then we have Victoria's Electric Coffin.
This one is in the same magazine as Horimiya, and it's 3 volumes, complete 3 volumes, and it's like a steampunk mashup, but like the guy becomes a Frankenstein, but not like a creepy one. Like he was like when I was reading on their site, like he was a villain or a criminal, but she's like, oh, I'm gonna help redeem you, and so he has to go like do good things. It's not funny though, but it sounded really interesting. I was curious about that one. Sorry, this is supposed to be Shark Tank. I'm over here rambling.
Soul Eater not. I cannot believe they're making those. That's actually insane to me because that is not a good series apparently.
At all. I watched that anime. I was like, what is this? I hate it. Like
wow.
What are you talking about?
So Soul Eater not.
Soul Eater.
Yeah, it's like a spin-off, like a spoof like kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's in the same universe but with different characters, more of like a comedic type of thing, and it's apparently not very good at all.
And the main characters from the last one or from the main story are in the background, and I don't know, it wasn't interesting at all for me. I noped out of that one pretty quick.
Yeah,
I thought y'all were talking about the coffin one. I was like, what? It's like there's no comedy.
We skipped because somebody commented on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Asian Mirror
commented.
Oh, Asian.
Asian Mirror.
Then the next one would be Mobsters in Love. Okay.
Got a picture for that one?
What I wish my life could be.
And Just Like Mona Lisa. Okay.
That was an interesting one. That one's like.
You mind clicking on that? I'm curious to see what that looks like.
Yeah, let's see.
It had an interesting cover. I think when I read about that one, it's like where everybody, they know what their gender is and they're like
oh yeah, and they don't have a gender.
Hard pass. No.
Hard pass.
We're just gonna.
I like the art.
Oh well, wait. Who's a fan of My Dress Up Darling? Because they have a art book or fan book coming out.
Yeah, I'm giving it 2 more. I'm giving it 1 more volume. It's on the chopping block after volume 7. I was pretty bored.
Yeah, it needs to start wrapping up. Otherwise, it's gonna get the Rent a Girlfriend treatment from me. So
see, that's how I felt with Kobe can't communicate.
I can't believe you're still going with that, considering it's like they're on like 31 volumes or something. There's like 31 volumes in Japan. I'm just like, how long does it take her to make 100 friends? Like hurry the hell up! Like,
I was like, oh my god, maybe I'll just watch the anime instead. And then I tried watching the anime, and I'm like, I can't.
Couldn't. Yeah.
No, I tried. I watched an episode or 2, and I was like, yeah, it's fine. Not for me. It's I don't get anything out of it. So.
Look at the kitties; they're so cute. Sorry.
It is cute.
oh,
Jax can weigh in.
no, where? I think he's sleeping. He's been sleeping all day.
All right, we have My Stepmother's Daughter Is My Ex. Didn't that just have an anime drop?
I heard that one's pretty good.
Stepmother's Daughter Is My Ex. All right, what was the other one?
More Than a Married Couple, But Not Lovers.
Is that the one where they're assigned to be?
Yes.
Yeah, the anime was really good. My wife and I actually watched that one.
I say my husband enjoyed it. The cover's so gorgeous. I really like the girl's personality. It seemed much better than A Couple of Cuckoos. So
Oh.
Prof, I always think of you because my husband watched the anime and he's like, I want my life back.
For what? I'm sorry, for which one?
A couple of cuckoos.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't. I read the first volume in the airport and I almost threw my iPad. I was like, this is ridiculous.
That was like when he was starting to really get into anime. I'm like, why did you even finish it if you didn't like it? He's like, I don't know.
So bad.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't believe there's scale figures and like all this stuff for it. I'm just like, this is terrible.
Again, that's what Rent a Girlfriend is for me. I'm still caught up with it. I hate it so much. I need to see how this disaster ends.
I still like it.
Margaret's like silent.
I will.
I like it.
I'll read this every single day for like a year rather than like Rent a Girlfriend. Oh my god! Like this will go from underneath Berserk to I'll put it right next to Berserk instead, rather than acknowledge Rent a Girlfriend.
A little better.
Wait, which Asian Mer, which one are you reading? And it's okay. Which one? Are you talking about the couple of cuckoos or the not quite married couple but not quite lovers or whatever it is? Which one was that?
The Not Quite Lovers again. Fantastic, especially if you're. Hey, kitty.
Hi.
Oh,
he's reading couple of cuckoos.
More power to you. More power to you.
You gotta eat cuckoo cocoa puffs while you're reading that one. It's the only way you can get through it.
Yeah.
The next one is Ottoman Henshin Hero Husband. I heard people were like really excited about this.
Sounds
interesting. I think Weeabra is excited for this one.
Oh, then I'm sold. That man has showed me nothing but gold. Anytime he hypes something up, I ended up loving it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's only 5 volumes. Oh wow.
That's even better.
Yeah, that's attainable.
They know when to wrap up the story. All right, it's sold.
Sounds interesting.
I'll take it in box set. Oh shit!
Oh my goodness!
I don't know. Did you get yen presses?
I had it up. Hold on.
No, what's up with Viz not announcing anything?
I feel like Viz did that last year.
I think they're waiting for something.
Well, Seven Seas is doing their big drop tomorrow.
I thought
they didn't do anything. So
yeah.
But I think Viz last year, didn't they announce everything beforehand and then they don't do anything except for whatever they're doing?
Probably. I think they're getting away from the cons.
I'm curious to see if Seven Seas tomorrow drops like a big shoujo 2-in-1 reprint.
Yeah.
I think tomorrow's the day. I think tomorrow's the day.
I hope so.
Oh,
what time? Did they say what time?
Where's the pictures?
Yeah, I'd say Viz does really knows how to drop an app, but I'd say Seven Seas really knows how to drop some shoujo and surprise people.
I do.
Doncha really knows how to throw those shoujos in jail.
You like this one? Here it is in digital format.
Yeah.
I think Asian Merge, right? Viz is probably going to wait.
Right. That's coming up.
I never remember.
Especially now that there's a lot of openings at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, geez, yeah.
What?
Oh, this is Yen Press. I was like, what are these titles?
Let's see. Marvel pulled out. DC pulled out.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah. They're just asking for people to just not like graphic novels, then, I guess.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Now, there's no pictures, unfortunately. So, first off, Yen Press announced the print publication of Blade and Bastard novel under its JNC imprint.
This one right here, I saw. I was like, I kind of looked at it. I was like, yeah, it seems all right. Very bottom corner of it, it says Wizardry, and I don't know if you're familiar with that. An old NES game of mine. I absolutely loved this. It was a dungeon crawler RPG, and basically you'd spend hours just making a character and then take him into a dungeon, and if it died, you had to make new characters to go down there and retrieve the body just to get it. And this whole story is about a guy who actually goes into the dungeon to procure those dead bodies to kind of bring them back and bring them back to life if he can. And he's teaming up with somebody who lost their entire party, but they seem kind of sketchy. So I'm like, I'm sold. I want it.
good job selling me on them. That sounds really good because I was like, this doesn't seem cool outside the cover. I didn't even read it.
Yeah.
My mistake.
No, you're good.
I'm surprised I don't have the pictures in here, but next one is Bowstrings.
It's got my name in it.
The hero who once saved the city serves as mayor.
Oh,
okay.
That's interesting.
Pass.
All right.
And then we got God Bless the Mistaken.
Oh, I heard this one is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You definitely need the pictures on those.
Mm-hmm.
I do too.
Bungo Stray
Yeah,
Dogs. I
this
think
one
I have one of those side stories somewhere. I was just picking up manga just to pick it up.
Yeah, this looks like a side story.
Yeah, supposedly
It's a prequel. Okay.
according to the fans, shared the wrong cover for that. So I don't know what it is, but a few people were upset about that.
Then we have A Witch's Life in a Micro Room.
That one seems sort of cute based off the cover I remember of.
Yeah.
I thought you said microbrew. I was like, oh. Now that is interesting.
Then we have Bride of the Barrier Master.
I'm really curious about this. This one's a shoujo. The light novel is out, and the cover's beautiful. I'm just interested in the manga because the light novel cover's so pretty. Like, I don't really remember anything about it, but it just seemed pretty.
All right. Then we have Higurashi When They Cry, Meguri.
Wasn't that the ultra violent anime that like everybody died repeatedly? Like,
Yeah.
viciously?
This I think this is some sort of like a gag slice of life type of thing.
I might check that out then. All right.
Then we have Hollow X Beating. Wasn't that like a... God, is this like a spinoff or something?
Not sure.
YouTubers.
Oh, it's by
Based on
YouTubers.
the mega popular Hololive stars. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me.
Taking Care of God.
Ooh. So we might get strike down. What is this about?
It's an adaptation.
One
of a
strange
story.
day, roughly 20,000 otherworldly spaceships flew into a stable orbit around the Earth. After 6 months with no contact, in a certain Asian village, a young girl discovers an old man who fell from the sky. Okay.
Some like alien story. It is cool that they're adapting it from a from a Chinese novel.
I thought that was
that's
really
pretty
cool too.
That's pretty interesting.
All right.
Ooh, Durara, side stories.
Oh wait, no, I never watched it. No.
I liked.
That's big though. Durara is big. So.
Yeah. And you got
ReZero short story collection.
Pass. Sorry, I don't like that anime at all. Sorry, that's a hard pass for me.
I love that anime.
Oh my gosh, I can't. I have anyway. That's a story for another day.
What was that? What's that common? Camphor? Sorry, I don't know what that. Have y'all heard of that one?
Oh,
No.
You can probably check it out.
Nope. Also, wait, what was Asian Mirror saying here about Slam Dunk?
Oh, all they need to do is announce Slam Dunk is available for Yeah, don't announce the Slam Dunk box set. I'll be upset.
Sorry. I've got strong thoughts on ReZero. Oh my gosh. I mean, my husband likes it, but that is the worst sounding anime ever. Like that guy, like I hate him, man. I'm sorry. That's another story for another day. I never knew that I didn't like that. I know it's a really popular opinion.
You're having a Marg moment right there. So.
Yeah.
You what?
Yeah, you're hating on something I love.
All right, next is
The
Contract of the Phantom and His Servant.
Okay.
We talked about Blade and Bastard.
Yes.
Babel.
One day.
Oh, it's a sequel series to Unnamed Memory. I've been curious about Unnamed Memory. I've been hearing good things about that one.
What have you heard?
And then we have playing death games to put food on the table.
No, Kitty.
Oh,
isn't that called like real life?
It's our current economy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in the dungeon?
I never liked that one. So that one, I don't like it when the main character is just so weak and honestly,
this sounds like it's like
some
a
spinoff
sequel or spinoff.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely no.
And then the last one is the kept man of the Princess Knight.
Sounds like my story.
I just realized that it said all those are going to come out in December or January. I didn't.
Oh
even...
yeah, they're a ways away.
Yeah, that's.
I
next year. Yeah, December this year and January of next year.
Oh.
So I might have to try to find that camphor. What is it?
All right, Azuki announced what they have licensed. They're digital only, right?
Yes, they have no plans to do paperback because I personally asked that question at one of their panels, and I was very, very sad.
Oh man, they got Itsuri no Kiss.
Is this so this isn't going to be physical printed?
No.
The only digital that they will do is they will put some of their titles like on Amazon and Bookwalker, like Natsume they're doing that with. But they said, because I specifically asked, like, are you guys have plans to do a public or paperback release? And they had a really weird expression. They're like, no, that's not even something we're remotely pursuing. I was like, no.
Silly girl. Yeah, only
I only
digital,
know
yes.
of Itsuri no Kiss through the K-drama Paradise Kiss.
Oh, I gotta get...
There's a lot of titles with Kiss in the name.
Then you have Buffalo 5 Girls.
Never heard of it.
I don't know, but the world rampaged with sex and violence. Okay.
Okay, sold. Yeah, don't bag it. I'll read it out. So
it's digital, so.
Take it back.
Insufficient direction. Oh, I've heard of this.
Is this
so
digital
it's only
too?
Be digital. Yes.
Cowards.
Evangelion. Interesting.
Memoirs of.
Isn't that like a bio? Like. Yeah, I think it's like the creator's life or something.
Oh, that's cool.
Huh.
Which dungeon one were we talking about?
Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon?
It's a main character is the only problem I have with it. It's like I don't like it when they're just so I don't know, simpy. What's the right word for that? Just his type of personality. I just can't get behind it.
Another story about prostitutes like Buffalo 5 Girls, Memoirs of a Morris Gentleman.
I didn't see that one.
And I didn't see any of these.
I didn't either.
But then again, digital.
The Diary of Ochiba-san.
Don't count your tanukis.
No.
Yeah, I want to read that one. Oh, that's amazing.
I like the art. That's cute and maybe. Yeah, that one actually, if I were to look at a digital, maybe.
I always wondered if I could paint Jax into a tanuki and live vicariously as a Japanese person with a tanuki cat. That would be a good life. Anyway, let's keep going.
That almost sounded like a new title. So.
The Wonder House of Horrors.
This is getting a physical print, I thought.
I think it did in Europe, but I don't know if we've gotten it in the US yet.
Is that the same person who did the Pigs manga?
It is.
Oh.
Pass.
Yeah.
Young, Alive, in Love. I don't know if I like the art.
Yeah.
Starfruit Books does a lot of manga, physical manga by that publisher or that mangaka, I think.
Now this looks interesting.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this?
Transit. It's like a
coming of age story.
So it's multiple
anthology type. Oh, that's cool. I read that.
Oh, there's ZOM 100 right there in the bottom right.
Oh, yay!
It's my trash can.
So that's we can fit everything, but this is what I was able to pull up.
Are we going to talk about that one new?
Oh yes, I was going to ask you about that.
Okay.
That was Penguin Random House has like an imprint now for manhwa and manga.
Yes.
Yeah.
And loving Yamada. I need nothing else for the rest of this year. That's all I wanted was that and the Ice Guy. I got both of them and so excited.
Yes.
I'm sort of curious like how it's gonna go since it's not through like a manga publisher. Is it gonna be on Right Stuff? I was just sort of wondering that, but I don't know about the. Okay, what was the name of the other manhwa? She's got red hair. The guy's pretty buff.
Oh yes, the Under the Oak Tree.
Yona?
Yes. So
that one.
I'm wondering if we'll get the manhwa.
Well, Penguin Random House has their own printing because they print. They're now handling like distribution for comic books. For certain.
Yen also had a couple of manhwa that weren't in the template of Solo Leveling.
Yeah.
And there's one with the pink-haired girl that was super funny because she gets like basically reincarnated, and when she goes to heaven, the gods are like, well, we like having these new people play out stories for us for our entertainment. And she bought insurance before she died or something. And so her dream is to be in a story with a child-based character so that she can be like dotted on, so to speak, but things don't turn out that way. And the angel that helps her's like a cute little doggy. It was really funny. And I was just like, this is different for a reincarnated isekai kind of thing. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of that one though. I just tried it out because a friend was like, you need to try it, Laura, and it was really funny.
Let's see. I'm surprised that they didn't have it on there because they did make some announcements. There was only like 3 I thought with Penguin Random House. It was like they didn't have like a big selection.
Yamada and like 2 other things that I think were significant.
But it's interesting that they're getting in on the action, especially now that they've taken over a lot of the big distribution for like. Do they handle Marvel? I think it is.
Well, it's nice that they actually license something important and they've got the money to do it. So it's nice that they actually used. They didn't just kind of like stick a toe in the water. They're like, okay, well, we're gonna put some money into this and actually make this legit. It's kind of like how Yen Press when they started Ize Press. You know, it's like, okay, well, we could do one manhwa. No, like they went all out. They put a ton of money and invested into it. And if it crashed and failed, they would be in financial trouble. But obviously it didn't. Now it's like a pinnacle in the community. And so, I think HarperCollins could be like a Square Enix type of thing in the next couple of years. You know, at least a somewhat major player. So
yeah.
Okay, so it's Inklore.
Inklore.
Yes. Yeah. What was the third title? Because I only know the Loving Yamada and then that light novel. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't like the other one just get completely like overshadowed.
Did
what is it?
Did any of y'all watch
Cherry Blossom After Winter?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that.
In the Heavens?
I heard of it.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Well, for right now, I am excited about Black Butler Omega. That I loved season 1.
Yes.
So sad they didn't have any other seasons after that. But no, they had a season 2. It was pretty god awful. And
okay, that's what I was about to say. I never watched it, but I'm like, I feel like there was another season.
It's been actually,
there were a couple after that. It was good after that, but season 2 was trash.
I'm over here waiting on Yona.
Yeah. Oh,
when are we ever going to get one for Yona?
The Sign of Affection anime and A Condition Called Love anime. It's going to be a good year for shoujo next year.
The Apothecary's Diaries.
Oh, yes. Yep.
We're eating good.
Yep.
Speaking of anime, and this is a great segue into our next topic.
Speaking of eating good.
Nice one, Bo. So Netflix just released the first episode for ZOM 100, and Prof, I know you wanted to have a little debate about this.
Yeah. Well, so for those of you who don't know, Bo and I do not like ZOM 100. I dropped it after the 4th volume. No, the 4th volume. Bo, when did you drop? Or did you drop it yet? Or you stopped? You still suffered.
I dropped it after like.
I stopped collecting at 7, and I think I stopped reading at 6.
Okay.
When they wrapped up in the small village, that's where I was like, okay, it's kind of feels like it's wrapped up now. It feels like that should have been a spot where it should have ended. Mark, where'd you go? Did I?
Oh my, look at that. But so yeah, I mean, I obviously have like huge problem with ZOM in terms of it gave me like Way of the House Husband vibes, very much like a very monotonous type of idea, and it got kind of boring. But that being said, I took it upon myself to watch the first episode because I saw the trailer and I was like, wow, this looks great. And I will say this. There are moments in the anime where the pacing is too slow and too boring, and that will be the downfall of the ZOM 100 anime because it's very similar to the manga in terms of the pacing's too slow, it's a boring scenario, and I think that's the actual source material is gonna be the downfall of the anime because it's just not good storytelling. That being said, the anime sequence at the very beginning, for example, and the anime sequence when he is in monochrome and running through the apartment with all the different colors. Oh my goodness. That is probably some of the best animation I've ever seen in the last couple of years. And I was thoroughly impressed. And I very much enjoyed the anime more than reading the manga. So yeah, I did enjoy it. I don't plan on continuing. Maybe I'll watch the next episode just to see if they keep the animation up. But after that, I don't think I'll continue on with it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So Mark,
what did y'all think?
Mark, go. Do a sandwich right here. The bad, the good, the bad.
The bad, the good, and the bad again. I obviously love the series. I, for one, am easily entertained, so maybe that's part of it. I don't know. I like the jokes and I like the gimmicks. I like the constant, some of the same jokes over and over again. Like, I think his name's Kencho, how he gets naked in at least every volume, some crazy how I think is hilarious to me. So I don't think there's a problem, in my opinion, about the pacing of the manga, but I will say the pacing of the first episode, it went a little too long on the part where he's in a bad work situation. I'm okay, yes. Can we get to the good stuff? Can we?
That was only half a chapter or something like that.
Yeah,
and they made it into 10 minutes. Yeah,
I did feel like it was a bad work condition. Yeah, I did feel like they were really trying to focus on how much of a crap job it was. So I did feel that.
Yeah, I did feel really bad. And I felt really tired too watching it because I'm just oh yeah, that's terrible. I feel tired for you, bro. And just, so I felt that, but I'm just kind of okay, can we get to the good part?
Right, because it really didn't dive too much into the actual shtick or the actual progression of the story. It just gave us the shtick and that's it. So
yeah, he finds out there's zombies now, and then he finds out his crush is a zombie now, and then
that was the end. Sorry.
What?
Spoilers. Whoa.
Oh, please.
And they did censor some of it, so I understood some of it.
Yeah, no boobies.
I thought it was really creative how they did the blood in different colors.
I like that. Yeah, I thought that made it really cool.
When I saw blue blood, I'm is this the censorship stuff or is this just a creative choice? Because I was there was some red blood, so I'm confused.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? Go ahead.
No, it's just they know it's going to be a very bloody series, and they can only show so much animated blood at one time. It's you know what? Let's try this way, and it works.
Oh, is that a thing?
I think so. I can't.
Oh, really?
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong on that one, but I know for Kill Bill. You remember they were trying to keep a rating.
Resemble the covers.
Probably that too. I could be wrong.
Colorful stuff on the front. Yeah. Splashes on everything. That might be right. Yeah. Didn't think of that.
I would love to see that studio do a legitimate post-apocalyptic series though, after the opening sequence and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I would love to see them do a dark, gritty post-apocalyptic zombie thing, like Walking Dead or something. I think they do a really good job with it. So
yeah. Yeah,
but I do
I'd say
agree with Marg because that whole work sequence took up way too much of the first episode, and I almost kind of felt like I wish they dropped a second episode so you could just segue right into the good stuff.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But I was kind of like, okay, we get it. His life at work sucks.
Yeah. So the pacing was off to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I will say if you love the series, it is pretty faithful to the manga, so it's almost panel for panel almost.
It followed the manga very closely.
So
it was
I'll
like
give it props for that.
Not even through the first chapter we get the zombie scenes. Like in the manga. So
like a whole big thing for him is he's like, I'm free. I don't have to go to work.
This is how long like it took in the manga for us to get to the zombies. It was very short.
Yeah.
And I think that panel is what kind of initially sold me on the series, and then I just eventually got tired of it. But yeah, him running and just like, I'm free. I think a lot of us felt that, like, yes, somebody got out.
I mean, if you psyched for the live action too, because I feel like that's gonna be great.
I'm trying to figure out what Story Nexus is looking for.
I would probably say set your VPN to America. I mean, if you want English subtitles, and you want the most access to anime streaming services, so like Crunchyroll, Netflix, High Dive, and stuff like that. So I'd just say set your VPN to America.
I think the dub for ZOM is coming out in August. I saw.
Oh wow, that's pretty late.
I know.
Considering they brought the whole cast to Anime Expo, it's like you think they would. They brought the Viz brought the whole cast there. It's insane.
Oh wow,
that's cool.
You know what I think is crazy? Speaking of like the casting, they're going to use the Japanese voice actors for the live action One Piece for the Japanese dub, and I was kind of like, I don't know. That to me sounds like it's going to be so weird.
Yeah,
I was pretty excited,
especially Luffy.
I was like, I might watch this dubbed.
Yeah, me too. I might watch the sub and then.
Because I feel right now that the guy who's playing Luffy is like really low energy compared to what I'm used to.
Well, with the voice acting, you kind of have to match what he's expressing. So that's the only thing.
Yeah, that's where I'm worried.
It's going to be a mixed bag. I think, again, for One Piece, I think a lot of it's just going to be for bringing in new fans. As the established fans, hardcore ones are probably just going to, might pick it apart a little bit.
Check it out and see.
Because to me, it looked great, and I've only read volume 1 of the manga, so I'm like, woo!
I'm like all the way caught up. I'm just waiting for 1087 to drop now.
Oh wow, yeah. But ZOM, are you going to continue to watch it, Prof? Besides that second episode?
I'll watch one more. My Crunchyroll subscription pauses in 2 days, so I don't think the second episode is going to come out by the time that happens. So I need to watch. I need to watch Masterful Cat is Depressed again today before my Crunchyroll.
I gotta watch that.
I gotta watch the first episode.
That.
Wait, I think that's on High Dive.
Oh, I don't have High Dive.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet because that one. I know the heretical.
Oh, is that only on High Dive?
I think so.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Hey, High Dive is getting up there. They're starting to bring out some really good titles, and I squealed when I saw that they brought on Dark Gathering. I was like, oh my god! It's like the volume 2 just barely early released.
Yeah.
So excited for that, but they're getting a few other titles that I'm concerned because they only have a few volumes out. But yeah.
Oh.
So a lot of people who aren't into One Piece and not necessarily any manga either, who said they're gonna watch the live action because they think the trailer looks fun. Yeah, I'd say that's the census. Everybody who doesn't know anything about it thinks that you might want to check it out.
Moonbeams.
I didn't care.
Honestly, somebody else I know, they love the manga, but they didn't care. Well, it is by Gohan.
What's wrong with the anime?
It's by Gohan's, and if you've seen what is it? The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses, then you'll know.
Oh, well, I heard there were problems with that, but I mean,
it's just,
Marg and I hate that story anyway. So
I mean, I liked volume 1, but it was I was like, if it's between that and Miss Miazan, I was like, Miss Miazan wins hands down. Like, there's no
100%.
competition.
The problem with the girl who forgot her glasses was in that first volume. I can't remember how many chapters it was. It was like 13 or 14 chapters. But in that first volume, they repeated the same problem 3 times. I counted it. They did the same glasses problem 3 times. Like, they didn't have like a different glasses problem. They did like the same. I was like, okay, if you're already running out of ideas, if you're running out of ideas in the first volume, I'm out. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Should have been a one shot.
Yeah.
Yes. That would have been perfect.
Friend's a girlfriend.
Oh,
but what shouldn't be a one shot is one of my favorites, the way of the house husband proposal.
I forgot.
It did catch a stray. So.
I forgot there was a season 2 until I went to go watch My Happy Marriage, and I was like, I
Tomorrow.
never watched it. I know, I'm so excited. I thought it came out yesterday. It was like, it's not out yet. I was so bummed.
Yeah, so it's been so good. I mean, the way they did it, you can feel the emotion. Even I got a little teary eyed, but my daughter was kind of crying for her. But at the very end, she started seeing it kind of livens up, and excited for episode 2.
Yeah.
Should I watch how should I ingest it? Anime,
All of
manga,
it.
or light novel?
All of it.
Which is the best though?
I'm gonna say
if
light
you're
novel, based
light
off
novel,
of
if
what
you're going
says.
for detail.
Yeah.
Is
It
is
does
there a
have-
lot of internal dialogue? Is it a slog to get through?
No, it went pretty fast to get through. As far as the manga goes, pretty fast, and the light novel might be more. I actually listened to the light novel, so.
Oh, okay.
But tons more detail, and they kind of go. And some of the scenes are expanded.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's, I feel like, one of the very few series where I know almost everyone has double dipped, where they got if they like the manga, they got the light novel. If they like the light novel, they got the manga. So I feel like that must speak a lot to how good the series is in general for people to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, speaking of ZOM 100, to close out the subject, I see there's also a live action. Did you guys see the trailer for that?
I didn't watch it.
It's
before
gonna
I
fail.
I'm
got-
so excited.
I want
If
to
it's
send it
as
to
good
my
as
mom.
Alice in Borderland, I am stoked.
The only thing isn't it coming out? When's it coming out? Next month?
August 4th.
So about the same time the dub drops. So I don't see people double dipping in that. That's the issue.
Oh. I am.
A fan,
Triple
hardcore
dipping.
fans.
I
Prof, are
just
you gonna
sent
see
it
how it is?
I was gonna send it to my mom because she loves zombie stuff, and so I was gonna send it to her because I felt like she would enjoy ZOM 100.
I think my husband would probably watch the live action versus the anime.
My husband really liked the first episode of the anime.
Yeah, my husband's not an anime watcher, so he wouldn't.
Cartoons? No.
No.
Oh, gosh.
Live action? Maybe.
Oh. Well.
All right. So, Bo, you came up with this week's top 5.
Oh, yeah, maybe not top 5, but we're kind of going over our TBRs, and that's our to be read shelves or piles. However we display those, because I took a cue from you and Marg, and actually got myself a little shelf for all the manga I need to read. Now, is it everything I need to read? Not even close, but it's a good start, because I always look at my collection. I'm like, what should I read next? It's always like it's channel surfing. And if I have a shortened bit of manga to look at, I have an easier time kind of deciding. And I try to put myself through at least 3 volumes a day. Sometimes I fall off and it'll be 0, but 3 I've noticed I can get easily 3 a day, and that has been pretty enjoyable. But I had to kind of mix everything up. It can't all be like, say, Bakuman is very wordy, really enjoyable, very detailed and wordy though. So I can't read 3 volumes of that. Maybe one of those, and maybe one of something like One Punch Man, where it's more action heavy. But yes, if you give me a second, move to Marg and let her talk about hers, I'll show you mine.
Okay. Mark, you're up.
Okay, are we doing like one by one? Like, what are top things are that we're trying to? Is that what
I
we're
guess
doing?
so. Or how do you approach your TBR?
How do I approach my TBR? Honestly, like I said, I'm a huge mood reader, so I just pick whatever I feel like reading. But like I said earlier, I've got like 40% of my collection that's not read. So I'm trying to pick out the series that I have all of, and start trying to get through those. So I'm picking like one series a month to try to get through. And this month I'm reading Quintessential Quintuplets because I have all of it. And I'm on volume 6 now. I'm like almost halfway through. But so that's what I'm doing. I'm picking like one series a month that I already have to read. And that's on top of like, I usually keep up with like a ton of stuff that's like currently releasing, so I'll read those like as I get them, but I'm really trying to crack down on the stuff that's on my shelf. So I'm really loving this one. It's a whole lot of fun. I'm kicking myself for not reading it sooner, because it's a fun rom-com that's kind of like a is it, no, it's a harem. I was like, reverse harem? No, that's not it. A harem one, which I think it's funny and hilarious. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So this is my series I'm reading for this month. Do you want me to go through all the ones that I've got? Or
I would say maybe not
month?
a full detail, no. Or maybe your top 5 if you want to do that way. Because the way that I'm probably going to do it, I'm still trying to figure it out, but that is my TBR shelf.
Gotcha.
That's the best way of showing that. There you go. So I got a lot, and it's it's 2 shelves. I've also had to kind of stack some of them. I go from the Breaker volumes 3 and 4. Like some of these, I've actually enjoyed the first couple and have started to collect them as they come out, which I probably should stop doing and wait till I've caught up, because that's where I get to this issue where I have too much to read. And Maid Sama, I have 1, 2, 7, 8, 3, 4, and 5, 6. I need to start that one. I love the anime, but yeah, it's where it becomes an issue. It became an issue because I love the anime on some and want to continue it and want more content, but I'll get it before I even read it, and that's why I get so behind on these things. And I don't know if I'm alone in that.
No, I was going to point that out with me too, because I get it, and then it goes over there. It's like I get rid of 10 and I replace it with 20.
Yeah.
Is there like an entire series in there of one, or is it just like bits and pieces?
What I do is like I'll put in there the volumes of a series I haven't read and I'm trying to finish. Like for example, I have like the Friend in there, and I haven't touched yet like Yona of the Dawn 1 through 10, and behind that Mao like 1 through current.
Oh, all right, Carrie, you're no longer allowed to talk about Yona the Dawn until you read that.
I have like it's been a long time, but it's like I was mostly with the anime, so I want to read the manga. But then there's like other series I put over there but it takes so long like for me to get the other volumes. Either because they take long to come out, or like for example, this one is expensive.
Oh yeah. Well, that's one that was worth the investment. I'll tell you what.
Yes, it is. But now it's also on the Viz app.
That's true too.
And then I have other ones where I'm sitting there going, I heard it's really good, but I haven't. Like it's like a mood thing. Like I really want to read this, but I feel like I need to be in the right mindset for it.
I was just here. I don't know who gave a review of it. Maybe it was you, Prof.
I gave a review on it like 2 years ago, like before it was Easy Press was the thing.
I was like, no. I was like, I'm just gonna stick with the Boxer because that felt like a really deep title, and I was like, I like my fluffy, so I'm gonna appreciate everybody else sharing about it.
Yeah, you can read it on Webtoon. That's how I've been reading it.
That's how I read it, and I would read the Horizon in one go. I wouldn't read it volume by volume. I would just do the whole. I would binge it. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to
mine on mine.
I'm gonna try to cover this one So, sorry. There is
Frank
and Fran. I knew nothing about it. All I know is that Jerry from my waifu and me absolutely loved it. So that was enough for me to get it. That again, that's another issue. Is I'll see somebody hype something up. It's like, oh, I don't want to miss out. Again, FOMO. I preach about that, but it's something I struggle with as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to read about that while it's still hot.
That is a mood right there. That is a mood.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get into a smaller. I end up reading.
My problem right now is Kono Oto Tamara and Boys Abyss. Those are both. I'm reading both the scans for those, and that doesn't do a ding in here. So
I'll do that too when I want to check out something new that's coming out, and I'm curious about it. I was like, I'm kind of on the fence. I'll check out the scan. And
I do that too.
See, this is what happened to me when the Viz app dropped. I was like, oh my god, look what's on the Viz app. And I'm sitting there reading the Viz app instead of touching that.
Right. Right.
It's that swimming pool meme where the regular manga is at the bottom of the pool and you're trying to rescue the digital.
Yeah.
Like, now I have full access. Like, wait, it's over here. Why am I just not reading it physical?
Yeah, Katie's correct on that. Boys Abyss, you need to be in a special place to read that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I read that one to a certain point. I was like, this is not for me.
Oh, I love it. It's so messed up. It's great. Yeah. I'll probably read some tonight. To be honest with you, get to volume 6.
Don't get me wrong. Written really well, but I don't have any interest in that topic or the themes.
Yeah, if you don't like volume 1 is a good indicator if you're gonna like the series or not. If you don't like volume 1, don't continue it because it's the same vibe. So it's not like you need a 3-volume rule with this one.
I was shocked by the end of volume 1. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I kind of like curious. I'm like, what's gonna happen to this poor boy? Or like, I'm like, do I go in and then get in too deep and like, nope, or what?
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. Like, you ever watch Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? There's a point in the movie where it feels like it's kind of droning on, and it's just really dark. That's a feeling I got from it when I read the majority of it. I was like, I just hate the feeling of
there's no reprieve
at
all. Yeah.
Kitty Cat, I will just say you are not alone because I struggled with this prompt super hard because I don't typically set a TBR. I let my mood change. Like any of my picks for today, I was gonna be like, these are all subject to change. Like after us chatting, because I try to set TBR goals, but then I get stressed if I'm not reading it, but I've been reading something else, and so it's like, you know what? I was like, sometimes I'll have like, if I want to do a specific review for my channel, like one of my picks is that, then I'm like, okay, I need to do that. But otherwise, I'm like, we just read whatever, whenever, however. And just
I feel like stressed out too if I make a goal and then I feel mad at myself if I don't like do that goal. I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? I'm like, this is supposed to be fun. Why am I stressing myself out?
I'm more like ADHD where I'm like, oh, I'm going to read this. And then suddenly something else like comes along and I'm like,
something new comes in. You're like, ooh, I'm reading that right now.
Yes.
That's the other meme where the guy's walking with his girlfriend.
Right. Yeah.
Now Pokemon is also on there. I got 2 more volumes. I just finished volume 1, and it's basically based off of the original video game on Game Boy, and that hit me in the nostalgia right there. And I had to keep going. Did I miss? Yes.
Yeah, you missed it. But it wasn't as heated as heated as you thought it was gonna be. So
you're very cordial.
Mark took it well. So
I didn't bite anyone's head off.
Yeah, she's biding her time. She's waiting for one of ours to come up next. It's like, he loved that one, didn't he?
That's right.
Well, Marg and I have a beef with you, Bo, over not allowed in another world. So
it's not allowed in my collection. That's why I got rid of it.
And I have beef with you, Carrie, about Yakuza Fiance.
Oh yeah, Carrie, I watched your video, the Manga Monday, and I was like, when I saw the list of 3, I was like, oh Jesus, like which one did you cut? Like,
I did not like the main male character. He was just.
I didn't either. That was even a do not finish for me. So,
but volume 2.
I tried volume 2, and I was like, this guy has nothing redeemable about him. I was like, he needs to get.
Oh, but you could say that about a condition called Love Volume 1 with the male MC too, and you gave that one a shot.
I got creepy
He's
vibes.
a lot nicer though, and I was more than advanced. I mean, well.
I don't know. That male MC in Condition Called Love Volume 1 did some sketchy stuff, and I was like, oh, like that would be
one scene for me though. I didn't.
That's kind of a deal breaker scene though. I was like, whew, that would be a.
I think if I didn't know in advance, I think it would have been. But see, I didn't feel like he was trying to harm her though. I never felt that way. And the other one, I'm like, I don't know what that guy's gonna do. Now if the story centered around the guy that showed up in volume 2. Yes, I would have kept going because I really, really like that guy, but I don't like the main dude. Like, I don't. But you know, the thing is, has anybody read Firefly Wedding?
No.
Okay, that is a really good unhinged manga. Like, nothing can top it. Like, I feel like a lot of people say that something's wrong with us as unhinged, but Firefly Wedding is above that. But that guy genuinely is he's like, it would be like Yakuza Fiance meets Something Wrong with Us ×2. Like I really never know what he's going to do. So, but I like that one, even though he's like, because the main premise is that the girl is running away. Well, she gets kidnapped and he has to kill her at 9:00. And she's like, is there anything I can do to change your mind? And so he's like, well, give me something better. And she's like, well, I can give you myself then.
That's horrible. What is this called again?
It's called Fire. It's so good. I mean, there is a little bit of spiciness to it, and so I'm hesitant to. I didn't even recommend it or mention it in my reading wrap up, but I have been keeping up with it weekly because I'm like, what is this unhinged dude going to do next? Yeah, that's really good. Anyway,
I think my problem with Yakuza Fiance is it's presented like a romantic comedy, and I'm just like, there's nothing about this guy I want her to get with him at all. Send him away quickly. Like he becomes obsessed with her over the dumbest thing, and he's just like, oh hi, and she's just like,
I need to go back and reread it now, because I was like, what's the difference between this guy in Yakuza Fiance and the guy in Firefly Wedding? Because I was like, they got the same vibes, but I'm like, the other dude's okay. I was like, he's not okay, but I like him more than the Yakuza Fiance. I think because I came in expecting this romance and that he was going to be loyal to her, and I was like, this guy is not any of those things to her anyway. But she definitely.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, I kind of compare it also to like Lovesick Ellie. Is that how you? Where the guy is like, you find out he's an asshole, but then you also find out that he's really not. There's like another side to him. I don't see that with this guy at all.
Volume 3, there's some stuff that happens in Volume 3 that you're like, whoa, is this guy playing a game? Like, is he, 1, playing a game? 2, is he protecting her because he knows something else that's going on in the Yakuza world? Or is it something completely different? So it's like, what's really going on here, and why is he acting like this?
What he's doing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mystery, because you're like, I don't understand his motivations, and I don't understand like what he's doing behind the scenes for her. Is it for her because he really actually likes her, but he's putting on this weird act? So I don't know.
So I like that. I like that you talked about several different stories, and they kind of sound similar, but you don't all like the same ones. And again, that should be a lesson everybody should take back with them. It's like, everybody likes something different. Just because you love it might not be somebody else's cup of tea, and it's okay. Like I said, you all can like some of it. Y'all can all like this. That's fine.
I was sitting here waiting.
I would say one thing I saw online, this one right there, that one caught a lot of heat, because I guess well, I guess Zach also he liked this on TikTok, and he hadn't finished it, and he kind of got drugged for it, and it's got some kind of sketchiness at the end, and even that made me uncomfortable. But I can't deny that this was really well written. The art is fantastic. Story is very interesting as well, but it has some stuff at the end that I was just questioning whether or not I should read it. But a few people talked to me, and I'll check out the next one. But that will probably decide whether or not I continue with it. And
I gotta read it now. Now I'm very curious.
Yeah, right.
I gotta read it
too.
ASAP. It's just sitting there in the corner.
oh yeah,
It'll
it's
be tomorrow.
I've
Has
really
anybody here read? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
no, go
Has
ahead.
anybody here read "You Love Me, Not My Daughter"?
I want to. God,
Somebody had said to me, like, in like the comments of one of my video that they really liked it. So I said, okay, I'll check it out, and I checked it out online, and I was like, it's like an age gap, but the guy is still he's an adult. He's 20 and she's 30, but she like missed out on her 20s because she took in her niece and ended up raising her niece, and he's been in love with her since he's been 10. And where it gets creepy for me is when it flashes back to when he was a kid. Like there's a part where they get caught in the rain because he lives next door to her, and she brings him home, the main female character, and he's a kid. And they go in, and she tells him to go take a shower so he can warm up. And then she walks in naked and invites him to take a bath. And I'm like,
yeah, yeah. No,
all right, picking it up.
no judgments on that. No,
there's like a lot of things like in the flashback she does, like she naively thinks is not like a problem with like a 10-year-old boy, and I'm like, okay, not reading this any further.
Current day, I have an issue with that. But in the mindset of when I was younger, yes, I mean, did I fantasize about like, older women? Definitely. That's when I look at that now, it's like as a parent and everything, I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
So I get it now.
It's just like such a fine line. Like, if I had a student reading that, for example, whatever, I don't care. If I had a teacher colleague read that and they like thoroughly enjoyed it, I'd be like, okay, well, I mean, come on.
What parts did you like about that? Right?
Like, you know, it's like, okay, like I get that it's fictional, but like if you like it, then it's like, okay, you know, like what are we working with here? So yeah.
And again, it's fictional characters, but still, I'm like, yeah, no, it's not for me. If that's all you, then go for it, but don't bring that around me. So
right.
Yeah, and like the way it was presented to me was like, oh, it's very wholesome, but then like, it's like I don't mind the part when they're both adults and he likes her, so it's not a problem for me because he's 20, she's 30. But when it starts doing that flashback stuff, and like there's a part where she accidentally buys the wrong Mrs. Santa Claus outfit, and it happens to be like a bikini outfit. And she goes, oh no, what do I do? I bought the wrong outfit, and comes out wearing it in front of this 10-year-old kid. And I'm like, no.
I agree with Kitty right there on our last one, because I kind of came to that conclusion after I spoke to a few people. End of homunculus is creepy, but I think that's the whole point of it, and that's what a lot of people said. You have to understand that this person is not a good person.
Right,
That's
and I think that's the difference between that and what I was talking about, because they're trying to set up this romance, and I'm just like, oh.
It's like, please no. It was like Beauty and the Feast. That's one of the reasons I dropped that one. It's like it was pretty wholesome at first because these two people were growing. She lost her husband, and one thing she really loved was that she cooked for him and everything, and that really brought her happiness back. And the kid needed family because he kind of was basically away from him, and he wasn't really eating well. He was eating gas station food every day, and it was a really sweet story. And then it started getting creepy when she started like going to his school and everything. It's like, this is a high schooler. If it was the other way around, a guy coming around a high school and all that for looking to see what this girl's doing, I mean, that'd be red flags.
Yeah. Well, I recommend the series My Boy if you really like that kind of like thing. Like there's an older woman that sees this boy in the park playing soccer, and she did college soccer, and she kind of like, you know, gave him some tips on like how to be better at soccer. And then it became this whole thing where his parents were never home and he was all by himself a lot of the times, and she was by herself. I think she was a teacher or something like that. And they kind of like formed this relationship. Like there were some points where like you could tell he had like a crush on her, but it was super innocent and it never really went somewhere. But there were some things that happened where you were like, ooh, I wouldn't have done that. Like if I was an adult, I wouldn't have done that. Like where she oversteps at some points, but like the way it's written, you're like, well, I can understand why she did that, you know. So it was really interesting.
Yeah.
Now I want to read it. I got all 9 volumes. I haven't read it yet.
Oh, it's good, and the art's gorgeous.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm kind of on the fence about that one. That's where I have my stance on what I just said. Now I'm like, that does sound interesting, and now I'm kind of on the fence of that. So now, normally when it gets to this point, I talk to other people. What do you think about it? Is this something? What did you feel when you read? And I kind of make my decision there.
Yeah.
That one manga that we talked about that seemed like a student-teacher romance. When you're talking about My Boy, it very much reminds me of that. There's a little bit difference I think that happens, but I haven't read My Boy, but it's very similar to that, where he helps her to he doesn't go out of his way or anything like that. Just due to the circumstances that she's in, he helps give her purpose, but he's not purposely doing that. It's how she herself has viewed him. And so
she had never had any romantic feelings for this boy. She had like some parts where she was processing how she felt about it, because she saw like glimpses that, oh, this boy has like a crush on me. You know, this isn't good. But then she was like, well, do I love him? But it was more of like, she realized it was more of like a love, as in like, if I had a son, I would love him like a son, or like
familiar love, or
it's a family love, and so I don't feel like it overstepped any, like it never got like super icky or gross. If it did, I would have dropped it immediately. But it was very interesting.
We've gone off track off of the TBR.
Somewhat. I say it really ties into it.
This is my problem. I'm reading something else instead of focusing on my TBR.
So in real time, how easy it is for any one of us to get sidetracked. It's like, we were supposed to talk about manga. We were supposed to be reading manga. And then this happens. So but yeah, so like going back to what you were talking about way back in the beginning. Like I got a lot of this, so I can not really pass it on, but also enjoy it with my kids and everything, because there's some good stories in here, and I really want them to enjoy some really good reading material. There's some that I don't, but I think this would be a good thing when they get a little older to read with me. So I'm reading Gal Gohan right now. Definitely inappropriate with the male teacher. Never gets the hint that the gal actually likes him. I'm loving it.
Yeah. I feel like that one's okay because it's the younger like girl doing it, and the guy teacher just and he keeps pushing her away constantly. So I feel like it works in that story, and it's set up like a rom-com. So
right, innocent
nothing
rom-com.
inappropriate happens because he's so dense, but she's just so like love sick on him. It's just hilarious.
There's another one that I really liked, and I can't remember the name of it. It was like I'll come back to it. So when I think of it,
I heard this one was really good. I saw Colleen talking about the final volume. I think it was yesterday on Twitter. I'm just like, I still can't believe that's by the same creator as Otomin, and like the different vibes of the series could not be more literally night and day. So I've been hesitant.
Reading this one with a friend.
I've been hesitant to try it because it seems so dark, or too dark for me personally, I should say.
And I say Dark Gathering, as far as dark story goes, I mean that's something I like. I mean, it kind of gives you a little bit of I guess you're saying, Prof, it gives you a bit of a reprieve in some of the bits. But you have a girl that actually has, I guess, like an army of ghosts in her room that kind of come to her, not really come to her defense, but she actually has a thing where nobody can do her harm, because anything that comes against her, it actually goes on to the ghosts that are in her room. And what she does is she procures and captures ghosts and takes them to her room and kind of enslaves them, and just adding to her collection. And it gets kind of dark, and I've seen some of the future panels. It gets very gory, but it's a pretty interesting read. If you like supernatural stuff, that I like. It's kind of going somewhere. Doesn't always make you feel like it doesn't really make you feel that much despair. Oh yes.
Moonbeam says, I have really enjoyed reading Dark Gathering, but the anime was too gory and scary for me.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts was they showed like what happens to a ghost when it's introduced to the crowd, because the crowd is there is like any damage they did to the girl went to them, so they're already pissed off. So it kind of shows them pulling somebody apart. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do it.
Laura's like, nope.
Yeah, no.
I'm out.
And then I go for it.
Anything else we want to add on about the TBR?
Well, I have my top ones. So this is next month is Grand Blue Dreaming. I stopped reading at volume 6. Apparently volume 6 is where I stopped.
For everything.
For everything. This one's a volume 7, so this is October. And I really enjoy all these. I just stop, like, mostly because like something new comes in and I go read that and forget about it. And this one's only a 5-volume series, and I'm on volume 2. I love volume 1. I just need to read it. And then this one. This is another. Is this volume 6 or 7?
Yes.
6. Another 6. So yeah. So I gotta finish this.
I've only
absolutely love this one. So yeah.
Fantastic art.
5 months of my life is gonna be
it's darker than I expected to.
Yes.
Yeah.
It reminds you that it's a dark fantasy, and I didn't actually think about that, but the tones from the video game, you don't really feel dark fantasy, you just feel fantasy.
Right.
Yeah. Twilight Princess was the darkest of all the Zelda ones, but well, with the exception of Majora's Mask, with like some theories behind Majora's Mask, that one I feel like is way darker than anything, but the whole kid sequences in Majora's Mask makes it feel less dark. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
I remember crying when I played that game as a kid, like during the kid part. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to play it. All I know is you got a comet coming to hit the Earth, and you got to complete the game by a certain time.
Yeah, basically the theory is that Link is already dead, and he's stuck in this purgatory type situation, and that's why the 3 days keep repeating, and you have to do like certain things on like the days. So it's like I'm like, whoa, what?
That's wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, Lee, you're not a fan of Ocarina of Time?
Really?
What is this, hate on my favorite stuff day?
I love that one so much. I played it for like 2 years straight. I loved it.
Oh yeah. Wow. That one's my favorite until like Breath of the Wild came, and I'm like, oh, that's it now.
Now this one's going to be in here for a while. I need to find number 1.
I know, for a cheap price. That's what when we talked, it was like $56 for the cheapest one.
Yeah, $50 for one now. No, thank you. Either it's going to go out, or I don't think it'll go out of print. They're still printing out new ones, aren't they?
Well, I think because of the whole thing with the publisher, like they switch QQ Super is still the beginning, but it's a separate series. I don't know if they'll come back and ever reprint that. Because Queen's Quality is technically the ongoing series, even though it's all one thing.
So you think I could get away with just reading volume 1 of that one? Because I really don't want to do digital.
I think if you don't mind of not learning why they're sweepers and what sweepers do and having the establishment of knowing who the characters are, I think you could actually technically start Queen's Quality. You're just not going to... It's sort of like you're where it opens up at, you don't know the lore behind why the critical event at the beginning of Queen's Quality is important. So
it'd be like starting One Piece at New Worlds. So.
I don't know which arc that is, but yeah, or like starting it with Skypiea. You're not. I mean, yeah, you could start at Skypiea, but you just won't have like how the crew became together, what their motivations and their goal are, and why they're at Skypiea. You just know that they're at Skypiea.
Gotcha. I guess I'll wait.
Yeah, I really loved QQ Sweeper. Like, probably except for a few like special volumes in Queen's Quality, I loved QQ Sweeper. Like, I could just have that without Queen's Quality, but I still love Queen's Quality. I feel like I'll get canceled for saying that because I just did a review on that, but I just think QQ Sweeper was really good. I know, I feel bad. Like, when Prof called me out about a condition called love, I was like, I feel like I'm rethinking my life's choices.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that.
Still super
Twilight Princess Nexus.
Nice.
Oh, that's so nice.
Oh, you're on volume 6 too?
Yeah, no, Nexus was asking. It's part of my TBR. I got several in here that I need to catch up on. I
have the first 3 volumes. I got to get the rest.
I think I'm on 4, actually.
Talking about Queen's Quality, a condition called love. I wonder, I knew I had the warning going in about the guy, but I wonder too, because it's really fluffy. So I'm like, okay, I can, sweep that under the rug,
right.
Because definitely gets fluffier, as the series goes on, and I just feel like that young man he needs some healing in his life, and he doesn't, I want him to find love. I'm like, I just want him to love himself and be confident in himself, and that he himself is enough. So,
but yeah, my head went straight to that Netflix series You when I was reading A Condition Called Love, and I'm like, oh, is this what this is going to be? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Now, I will say I absolutely love this one. This was one of my first series that I got, Delicious in Dungeon.
Oh,
okay.
I am up to volume 8, apparently, out of 12. I keep on collecting it, yet I feel like it should have wrapped up in volume 5 or 6. I think it would have been a good end, because I keep on trying to continue it, and I'm like, not that energetic, but I really should stop collecting until I catch up with it.
I've done that too. I'm like, okay, I gotta stop at some point, especially like the series that I don't know if I really, really love it. Like, I'll stop collecting it till I'm like caught up reading it. Kind of like Mao, like even though it's Rumiko Takahashi, I'm just kind of like, will I like it though? So I kind of stopped on that one.
Which had Adelaide, that
I've read
great.
Yeah, see, we're on the opposite with this. I actually have more volumes coming from the Right Stuff sale, and it's in there. But I want to get the other volumes so I could just kind of like read it through.
I got up to 4, and I only read the first volume. I liked it, but I couldn't find 5 for the longest time. When I finally got it, I was like, oh, all right, I got it. Let me go to the next series.
It is such a magical series.
Yeah.
I felt like a kid reading that, like just the sense of magic, like the danger as well as the beauty and the excitement of it. That is everything about that was a very beautifully well done story, art, and like written wise. It was really good. I need to come back to that one.
How magic is done or performed in that world is very well thought out, and
yes.
I enjoyed that type of magic, or that's a different spin on it.
Yeah, I thought so too. I love too how we have an actual map in there, because I always think it's nice when we actually get maps in manga, because I'm like, we don't typically get maps at all, so it's always really nice when they're in there.
All right, H Field tried the Delicious in Dungeon, and I get it. It might be a one and done for some people, because it does get kind of repetitive. I mean, the whole thing is people go back into a dungeon to rescue their friend, and they don't have any supplies or anything, so they have to eat the monsters in the dungeon, and they meet somebody who kind of shows them how to properly do it, and it turns these monsters into gourmet meals. So it's kind of a foodie kind of thing, and a bit of a slice of life, but also has a decent action in there, and it goes into a lot. It really goes into the monsters of the fantasy world that even something you may not have thought of that could be eaten.
H. Field, yes, she did.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Signals of Queen. She's drawing the comic covers and Marvel stuff. All right.
Oh, I didn't know that, Kitty Cat. I haven't read that one, but I've heard that one's really good. There was just a fantasy manga the other day that I read that it had a map, but I'm completely blanking.
I want to pick that up, but it's pricey. Like the double.
Yeah.
Is there a One Piece map out, or is it too early for that?
Too early.
Like, is there a One Piece map?
Nami's not done mapping out the world. Come on now.
That's probably going to be their next book, because you have Sanji with his cookbook, and you'll have Nami's little map book,
which will probably drop after the series ends.
That'd be good. That might be actually something I get if they ever did something like that.
I think also the other problem I have is like it goes back to like I'll get volumes and then like I have a hard time getting other volumes. So I'm like, do I want to start reading this knowing I can't get the next volume yet?
I had a hard time with that one. I kept falling asleep, honestly.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Inuyasha was just not for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I really haven't read anything that I'm vibing with that he writes, so it just might not be my type.
I thought that one was the series that was gonna like get me into that because it was like, oh, aliens. Still no.
Like I felt like the first volume was cooking, and I probably need to read more just to understand what's going on. But it was like I don't care what happens to anybody here.
I tried. I think I read volume 2, and I'm like, I don't want to force myself to read more.
Yeah.
So 2 is the deal breaker. If I don't like it after 2, I'll probably drop it.
Yeah.
Prof, what's on your TBR? You haven't said anything about your TBR.
Well, no.
He's like
Destination Classroom.
So spin us around here. Oh, is he
That's
here?
cool.
Oh, well, first we can spin to the lump here.
Good
Good old Meatloaf here. Hey, Meatloaf. So if I go down here, so that's my TBR shelf. So the top 2 shelves are the ongoing stuff that I'm reading, and then that bottom shelf is the stuff I put that I read for the month, so that I have it separated from my reading logs. So I'm doing pretty good knocking that stuff out. It was like really full in the last 2 months, and so we have all those, and then all the stuff over there, that's all stuff I got this month that I need to read. So that's like more ongoing TBR. And so what I try to do when I'm doing my TBR is I will read, if I get stuff coming in for like the stuff for July, for example, the ongoing for July, I won't read that stuff this month. I'll wait till next month, because I don't like to do I feel really awkward doing my haul videos where I talk about the manga I hauled and it's the same manga that I read in the month, because then sometimes I feel like I'm like repeating the same thing. So I'm usually like a month behind for the reading, unless it's something I like absolutely love. Then I will, like, for example, My Girlfriend's Child Volume 2 came out this month. I'll haul it this month. I'll probably read it this month. So it just depends on the volume, but usually I'm a month behind for the ongoing stuff, which is great. And then I try to focus on 2 to 3 series, like longer series that I'm trying to finish. So like last month was My Love Story and Boys Abyss were my big ones. And then this month, my goal is to finish Kono, or to get up to date with Kono Ota Tamara. I'd love to read more volumes of Boys Abyss, but I don't know how much I'm going to do that. I just started Kinaro Mosaic, which is a slice of life for Coma. That's 11 volumes, so I'd like to like get halfway through that. I was gonna do Yona of the Dawn this month because I read 7 volumes like 5 months ago, and then I stopped. But like, I don't know if I'm gonna hit that. And then I need to do Bungo Stray Dogs. And then after I'm done with those longer series, then I'll go ahead and get started with basically I kind of have like a laundry list of things. Either I'm gonna do like Ranma 1/2, or I'm gonna do like a whole month of like really short series. I've thought about doing that, so like 3 to 6 volume series, and just like binge a bunch of those and get it all done. So I just what's what's it called? Like Yuzu the Pet one, and I'm trying to look for some other ones, like really short series. I'd love to read Berserk by the end of the year, but I just don't know. I just don't know if I'll be able to get to it, just because, especially with work in the fall semester, I just know that it's just, I don't know if I'm going to be able to just really focus in on that. But yeah, that's how I approach my TBR. I mean, it's mainly ongoing stuff, and then I focus on 2 to 3 series, and then try to finish those up. And then usually I'll get 50 to 60 volumes read is my goal for each month, and that usually gets me through a lot of the ongoing stuff and at least a couple of longer series. But as you can see, I keep adding more and more series and like complete series, and I'm not getting to it, so it's definitely an issue. But like, obviously I'm not really buying that much full sets anymore, so.
Well, how do you like read that much in a month? Like, I mean, I don't have kids, and I'm not in a relationship. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Like literally, like my students tell me I have no life. Like, because like all I do, and that's fine. I don't care. I mean, I go to work, and I go to work. I go home, and I eat, and I read manga, and I go to bed, and I do it all over again. Like, that's it. I work 8 hours a day. I read manga for 4 or 5 hours a day. I go work out, go eat, go to bed, do it all over again. So like, yeah, I don't have kids. I don't have a relationship. So like currently, so it's just like I don't have these extra obligations. So for me, it's easy. It's easy for me to sit down and read because I don't have to take any care of anything except for like Blobbo over here.
Yeah.
But Blobbo doesn't do anything. So
he's like, don't talk about me like that.
Yeah, that's all he does. That's all Meatloaf does. He just sits there. So, it's fine. So yeah, that's how I read so much. So because I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, it takes you like 15 minutes to read a volume. No, it takes me like an hour and 10 minutes to read a volume. So it does take me some time. So I'm putting in at least 2-3 hours, maybe even 4 hours a day reading manga. So
okay, well that's because I was like, maybe he's just an extremely fast reader because I'm a really slow.
That's what I thought too.
You know what, Elite?
I have to plan it.
Oh,
I have to put it in my schedule. Like every day, I kind of got everything scheduled. Do I stick to it? No, but there are times in the day that I say, all right, in this hour, I'm going to try to knock out a volume of manga. So I always pick 3 from the TBR at the beginning of the day, and I just in those certain times I'll read, and then I'll also try to do different things. Like Prof said, I found that I can do crunches and read at the same time the other day. So like,
oh my goodness, you go.
Yeah.
Well, I keep doing that now. But I am up to 17 volumes this month so far, and I blazed through LDK, Mark. I absolutely love that series.
Yeah, isn't it great?
Yes. The guy is so cheeky. And the chemistry between the two main characters.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like it when people are really honest. I mean, they're not so forthcoming, but they're pretty much honest about the way they feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Elite SPA.
I am at 26 this month. So
nice.
Far. So I'll hit 50. I'll hit 50 by the end.
Oh, definitely.
That'll be no problem. So
I think I'm at 8.
Elite was talking about one series you probably should read.
What? To me?
Yeah.
What did he say?
941. He thinks you should read Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. I read that first. I still haven't. I was so scarred after the first volume of Yu-Gi-Oh. I still haven't touched it.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh in the first chapters has like a Chucky face. It took.
Yeah, I don't have any desire to read Yu-Gi-Oh, which is like too bad because honestly, I would have probably sold it. The only reason why I didn't sell it after that first volume is because I had Eric Stort, the voice actor for Seto Kaiba, sign my Yu-Gi-Oh volume, which is really cool because that's like my childhood, But that makes it makes the set obsolete. I can't sell it anymore because of the signature. I can't split it because nobody's gonna buy that volume with a signature on it. So now basically I got to keep it. So it's fine. I'll keep it. I'll read it in like 3 years. Like whatever. But I ain't reading it anytime soon. It got way down on the back burner after that first volume. So I don't care anymore. I'm not gonna worry about it.
I think
Somewhat
outside of
same.
Carrie, I think you're the only one who didn't like this series, but one TV that's on my TBR to read is finally this one because I have all 5 volumes.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
I have been
Woo!
waiting, and I meant to do it sooner, but with the shoujo event, I was like, I mean, I had some burnout after doing like 55 volumes, and so I was like, I'm not gonna rush it, but this is like, I'm like, I loved volume 1. I'm like, now I have volumes 1 through 5, and I'm hoping, I think it's the beginning of next month or the end of this month to do a review on it because I'm like, I know I'm gonna love it, and I'm so excited. So I was excited to show that one because I'm like,
what's the name of that?
oh, the one I shared?
Yeah, no, that one right there.
Savior's Book Cafe Story in Another World.
Yep, it's so good. I mean, I know Carrie didn't agree with that.
You know what I call that series? I call it the Manga Tubers Manga. And the reason why I call it the Manga Tubers Manga is because we all read and review things so much, and we're so hyper analytical about what we read because of what we do on YouTube.
Yeah.
I call it the Manga Tubers Manga because it's not crazy. It's not gonna blow out of the world, but just overall construction, it's just a good story. It's a good story, good characters, the storytelling is good, the artwork is good, the world is presented well, so it's like actually written well, and you can like finish it and go, and it's short, it's 5 volumes, which is like a manga tuber's dream. So like you finish it and you go, okay, good, it was great. I don't have no big problems with it. So that's why I like.
I'm so send me that one, Laura.
Yeah, this is the series that like when volume 1 came out, everybody kept recommending this to me. And I remember shopping with Meg, and Meg's like, she put it literally in my hands, and she's like, Laura, just stand here and read it for a few minutes. And she's like, tell me what you think. And I really liked it, but I was like, I think I'm gonna wait because I picked up the Abandoned Empress, which I ended up dropping for reasons I heard about it. But I was like, I've regretted that choice. I should have picked it up then because, I heard things about it, so I decided to drop it early on, even though the art is so gorgeous on that. But
I put a halt to it because I kept hearing people were hating it. I mean, I still don't know what happened.
Yeah, it happens, I think, much later on in the series, but that was like where I feel like everybody just kept like, Laura, you need to read it, and then I finally was like, okay, I'm going to use the 7 Seas coupon. I read it digitally, and I loved it so much, but then it was like out of stock everywhere. But you know what's weird though, talking about that? What is up with this? Look at that.
So 7 Seas, what they did with volume 2, they printed it both with the white paper and the newspaper paper. So they did that. So you have those 2 different printings, but then they also at the end of the volume they have a light novel, like extra light novel side story. Does yours have that, Laura?
I don't know, let me go see.
So Christy KK-chan is a girl, she did a poll on her Instagram. It doesn't, mine doesn't either, and apparently 7 Seas did not print the extra light novel extra in every single volume. So like across the board, there's some people who have the white paper and the extra, who have the white paper and don't have the extra, who have the newspaper and the extra, and the newspaper and without the extra. So like there's 4 different variations of volume 2, and it's just a mess out there. So
because all
very
the
weird.
other ones,
all the other ones do. It was just
volumes.
It was just volume 2 that did that. It was very weird. I was talking to Christy about it. I was like, that's a really bad move by them. Like that's really bad. So I don't have the good copy. So
yeah. How would you even know which one's a good copy? Like I guess unless you went physically.
Yes, I did.
I mean, you just go in the store and you got to look for it. I mean, because I didn't. I got mine on Right Stuff, and when I didn't even know there was a light novel extra in volume 2 until Christy told me. So,
okay, because I remember her briefly mentioning she had asked about, does anybody have the light novel part in their copy, and I was like, what is she talking about? That makes so much more sense.
Right, because I was like, no, I was like, I didn't even know there was one. She's like, yeah, there is. I was like, well, now I feel like I got cheated out.
What about you?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't have it either.
Do you have the newspaper one or the white one?
White one.
Oh, so okay. So maybe the early copy. I bet you because they're all the early copies.
Probably. Yeah, because I pre-ordered these, I think.
Yeah, because I did too.
But I don't read light novels, so I don't care.
Oh, they're good though. They're good. They're good little extra snippets. I read they're steam. Some of them are steamy too. Oh,
Really?
you might like it, Marg. It's very after dark. I'm like, all right, Jax, we're reading this together. Like,
hey, Elite. That scene was brutal, but it was one of my favorites. Is like it. For Wicked Trapper Hunter, Hunter of Heroes, I've been raving about that one just because basically if you like the movie Saw, it's an isekai with basically the Saw elements, and there is one death that is just brutal, and that's what he's kind of asking about, and I really enjoyed it, but was kind of freaked out by it too, but couldn't stop reading.
This story goes back to our earlier conversation, but this manga, I've already read it. I read it digitally, but I got physically. My coworker has a secret. If there was ever a manga that justifies the need to spend on manga or merch, this series is it. I felt so validated with my purchases when I read it. It's only 2 volumes, and it has I think it's a live adaptation, or live action, I mean. And it is so fun. Like this first volume, it was one of my favorite reads this year because I told my husband, I was like,
now I wonder,
she justifies her spending, and I was like, yes. I was like, I felt very seen in that. So I was like, I need to mention it because it goes back to the manga hoarding, because she's to the point where she buys merch where like she doesn't have any money at all, and she's buying like, I think at the opening, she has to, like, she has just enough money to finally get a sandwich for lunch. And then a pigeon ends up stealing her sandwich. And that's how she meets this guy here and how their story unfolds. But I was just like, it's so real. Even with her, that obsession with I don't know if he's a K-pop artist. Yeah. He's a pretty boy idol, but and that's the whole thing. She's like, her favorite pretty boy idol is ruining her financially, and so she's just like, it doesn't matter, I'll do anything for Ren. It doesn't matter how high the cost is. So she's like totally broke, but she's got all of her merch of him, and I was like, this is just so relatable.
Does it feel rushed or anything at the end of it?
Do what?
Is it like episodic, or does it feel rushed at the end of it?
I feel like some people said it was rushed at the end. It's not episodic. I think the only thing is like volume 1 is very funny because it's focusing on her like financial problems and her obsession with Ren, while volume 2 has like a tone of shift. Yeah, I can't think of how to say it. A shift tone. There we go. Where it's just not quite as funny, and it's more focused on the romance and her realizing her feelings. So I didn't feel like it's rushed, but it didn't have the same validation as volume 1. But I still really liked it. I think I gave it 5 stars. Yeah. And I was like, it was a very enjoyable read for me. Like I said, that validation was completely real. I almost wanted to make my husband read it. Like, I need you to know this is why I love my characters and why I asked to spend money on them. So that's why that's okay. But it's really good. I was like, with the topic, I have to share this.
I cannot believe, maybe I missed all the hype, but this should be talked about like all the time. I absolutely love Bakuman. Basically the manga about making manga, and you get to see 2 people kind of their journey on how they become mangakas, while they're still, they start off when they're at the end of being in middle school. Absolutely loved it. Really great writing. Again, very dialogue heavy and very detailed, which isn't really my cup of tea, but I've enjoyed it. I really appreciate all the detail and all the well thought out dialogue that's in here.
Yeah, I really do love how they go over every little, like, planning out the manga and going
the hardships.
Over when the hardships, when they talk to the editor trying to figure out.
It's like, here's my idea. Well, here's what you do. You're gonna first do this, this, and this. Oh, you can't go for trying to get a series because this will happen, or stuff will happen that you don't like, or it's really interesting to see that side of manga and what all the mangakas go through. Kitty and the sandwich thieves.
Into the gallows.
Take him to the gallows for that. Oh man, so that was a good topic, I think. Hey, Manga Sloth.
Hey.
Well, what else we got?
Well, does anybody have anything coming up on their channels this week, Bo? Since you have a new channel.
Oh shoot! I keep on revamping that manga collection, but I think I'm gonna just I'm gonna suck it up. Just go ahead and just shoot it and live with whatever I do. And I always get into a little loop where I start editing, and it's like, well, let me edit this more. Let me edit this more. Too much.
Yeah.
What about you, Marg? You have any plans coming up?
My channel's kind of on hiatus right now until the kiddos go back to school. I couldn't keep up with my streaming schedule, so I just kind of until school starts again. So yeah, but I'm having a summer manga challenge over on Instagram. So a lot of us are having fun, like looking for stuff that we're reading. We're not really reading anything specific. I mean, I'm reading quintessential quintuplets this month, and I'm finding a whole bunch in there. But we're just kind of finding like some summer themed things in our manga, and it's been fun so far.
What about you, ProfOtaku? You got anything coming up?
Yeah, I've hopefully either Saturday or Sunday I should be posting my collab video with Saturday AM publishing company, and so they asked me to review their entire catalog, and so I finished. I just recorded before we came on stream today. I recorded the first 7, so I've got 2 more to read, and then I'll record those 2 first impressions, and I'll be done. But it's a good experience. But I'm kind of done after that with some of these like sponsored review stuff. I'm just gonna take a backseat and stop doing them so I can actually like do stuff that I like really want to do. But I do plan on doing a manga collection video hopefully in the next like month, because it's been over a year since my last one. So that's kind of like the next big video is the manga collection video. So hopefully that'll come up in the next couple weeks.
Nice. What about you, Laura? What do you have coming up?
I have a video review coming. It is of the new volume of Twisted Wonderland. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. If there's any group of boys that could ever remotely compete with my love for Haikyuu and those boys, it would be the Twisted Wonderland boys. I am so stoked. There's so much excitement in that video. I was like, I hope I described everything well. I haven't started editing it yet, but my heart is so happy. My favorite character had 3 cameos, and I was like, he's so precious. He's like totally different than any of the guys in my like top 5 favorite, where they're energetic and they're happy and they have great personalities. He's basically sort of like Suzuki from Haikyuu, but a little bit different. And so the same voice actor of all things. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I have that coming, and I hope that people really enjoy it, because I have loved this game, and I'm like, the manga's here and the art's gorgeous, and just I love all of the guys in this story. So sorry, I didn't mean to give you that fangirl excitement, but that's just good. I like, oh my gosh, I love it so much. I love it so much. My heart's so happy. Now just if Barnes & Nobles could give me my physical copy, because I got a review copy on NetGalley. And I love how Barnes & Noble's like, oh, we shipped your copy on Sunday. And I'm like, oh, yeah, so be here on Tuesday for a change. Get an email on Monday. And they're like, your book is finally being tracked or something. It'll be here July 17th. And I was like, you failed me, Barnes & Nobles. You failed me. I got it during their pre-order deal. Like, so, but that's what I have coming. Very excited for that video.
Well, I think I'm going to do another manga versus manga, but next week it's going to be more of a manhwa, so I'm going to have battle of the manhwa office romances between Business Proposal and What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. See which one is my favorite. So I'm going to do that for next week. So that's what I have coming up.
Oh, I'm so nervous. I hope What's Wrong with Secretary Kim does well, because I know Prof, he chose a Business Proposal over it.
Yeah.
Longest did too.
You will have to wait and see.
I'm watching the K-dramas of those.
Have you read it yet? Have you read either one of them?
I haven't read it, but I've watched like the K-dramas though, and they're really fun.
I love the K-drama for What's Wrong with Secretary Kim.
Yeah.
I am having a hard time getting into the business proposal one.
Oh,
What's Wrong with
it's
Secretary Kim
funny
is
like
so
later
good.
on.
So good. I love that one.
So, yeah. So we'll see for that for next week. Want to remind everybody in the chat, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Everybody's channels links are down in the description, so please check them out. And when you're there, please also subscribe to them. No, it's not Ergo Kitty. I just did one this week where I had like 3 different manga series that I had put up against one another, what I was keeping, what I might continue, and then what I dropped. So check that out. It just dropped last Monday.
Cool.
In the meantime, I want to thank everybody for being on here tonight. And I hope to see everybody again next week. So in the meantime, bye.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.